Explain your draft then. You know, we got egg, we got arena. This is all just easy stuff.
It's like, it's much more complex than just that, as a, like, so many factors go into the draft. Like, what you mentioned, maybe like 1% of the whole draft. Like, so many different things.
You don't gotta friggin' destroy me up here and name one of these complicated things, all right? It doesn't even have to be very specific.
Just what my players want to play, I guess. Yeah,
that doesn't sound complicated at all, you crazy man.
That's another 1%, so you're missing like 98.
That's a lot. Jesus, you do a lot in there. All right, speaking of heroes that your players want to play, let's talk about MOUZ here. MOUZ traditionally not doing great at this tournament. I think it's the first time WS gets to play, but he's a MOUZ expert, super, super good at it. As a coach, what do you say when it's like, yeah, I don't think this hero is good, but you want to play it, I know you're good. What's that like for you?
It's pretty chill. Like, if my play is confident on it, I'm just gonna like back him up. You know, most of the time, not always. If it fits the draft, then yeah, sure, why not? You know?
Have you ever had to put your foot down with this team and say, no, I really don't think that pick is good here?
Oh, always. Like me and Eagle always fighting.
Yeah. What's one hero they constantly want to play?
I'm not telling you.
Okay, you are so good at these. All right, well, we got your team fighting right now, so let's go ahead and get you into the game. I'll throw it over to my friends over there, Mr. Snare, and the only 1%er that I know is a reptile, and that is Lizard.
Thank you very much, Slacks and KP. As we just saw, First Blood was drawn by the side of Bedboom as Nightfall did end up going down. Big Liz, my favorite reptile. Looking at these drafts, what do you make of this? Who do you give the advantage to?
Oh, I kind of take what Slacks had said with some seriousness sometimes. And this time around, ease of execution for me is always important, right? And not only for our us pleb players, but for competitive scene as well. I feel like ease of execution is even more so important when you are playing on this high of a level. And it seems to be on the side of Aurora. The big circles are there. You have the egg, you have the arena, Queen of Pain looking really strong in the current meta. But maybe the circle breaker truly is the Oracle on the other side, because you can throw all your ultis, he just presses one button, uses it on the Monkey King, one spell from the Monkey King, and he's full HP. Like, it's very difficult. This is an old school combo that has always been extremely difficult to deal with, like Oracle plus Monkey King, Oracle plus any hero that has built-in regeneration or healing.
Not just for the Oracle, they have a Dawnbreaker as well, so Miro will be able to show up. Anytime, I imagine that the game is going to be played like, whenever WS goes in with the arena, you wait for him to arena first, and then you just Solar Guardian directly on top of it.
I think there's just a lot of angles from Aurora that they need to get to and need to get some farm to exploit. Tiny having a very quick Shadow Blade or maybe even a Blink in this kind of a game will be instrumental. Same with the Lion, so that you have a couple of ways of jumping the backlines, of course.
I want to see what Makoto's going to do here. This disgusting, ridiculous Queen of Pain. Just been doing so much. Top lane, Mira almost died here. Kiritic won't be able to catch up to him, but Kataomi gets him with the Purifying Flames. Very nice kill to pick up with Kataomi.
Yeah, you could argue that this isn't really a bad lane for Mars plus Lion. Like, you're playing Mars into Monkey, you have the Spear away for when the Jingu stacks are up. Also, Oracle isn't that great before level 3, but they actually managed to kill the Lion before that level 2 Purifying Flame, so a pretty big W for Bedboom.
Been interesting that Kataomi is sort of pivoted to just playing these, like the pure position 5 healers, protectors, you know, your Liches, Winter Wyvern, Oracle.
I mean, this is how a position 5 should be played. Oracle, Winter Wyvern, you know, these high skill heroes. Because some of these spells can backfire. Cold Embrace, you're stuck in a spot for quite some time. Fate's Edict, it actually disarms again. So it got reverted to its original state. You have to be careful how you use it. Like, disarming Monkey King before he has Jingu stacks could be pretty bad.
On the other side of the map, Miro and Safe just doing their thing. Hey, look, it's Phoenix that's not going to die by 5 minutes. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, he didn't die, but his carry did. So I think maybe this is a worse situation for them down on the bottom lane, because Safe did get that first blood right on the Tiny. And probably the most interesting player currently of the tournament for me is Save. No matter what hero he is playing, he's always flashy. He always makes a lot of plays. The Wind Ranger last time he played it was massive. Rubik as well.
Kiritic eating some damage top lane. They will get the Hex out onto Kataomi, but they've already expended the Spirit. Comes back right now, but Kataomi should be in a safe place. Is Kiritic just going to play heroes that buy Mage Slayer Deso? Because he's been playing Kez Monkey and he's literally been building the same way every game.
I mean, there's something to be said about meta not being formed only around heroes, but also around items. And if an item is good and your hero can naturally build it, like that hero instantly becomes strong. If you remember a couple of patches ago with the Blade Mill, right? Like anyone who built a Blade Mill was strong.
Well, that thought Save is going to have to show up middle, top lane to try and save Kiritic. Kiritic trying to dodge some of the spells of Mira, but will still end up dead. Now Kataomi will also eat some harass here. Save trying to run down Mira through the blood grenade on top of him, but WS is now harassing Kataomi. They get that kill first. Although Save does eventually bring down Mira, Aurora get the balance of the top lane back in their favor.
WS very happy with everything that has happened. In the end, he gets a solo experience as well. Okay, the rune does go towards GPK. This is a very interesting lane as well on the mid lane. Queen of Pain versus Pango. It used to be an uninhabitable lane for the Pango when the Queen of Pain was used as a complete counter to him. As you can see, the CS is still pretty good for Mikoto. He's winning the lane, but it's nowhere nearly as oppressive as it used to be.
Yeah.
Mainly because Pango is just a busted hero right now.
He's also building Mage Slayer on Pango, so we're doubling up on this item for the side of Bedboom.
I mean, maybe he could have opted for a Diffusal instead on the Pangolier, just so you don't double it up between the Monkey King and him. I think that was an option, because both are really good on Pango. I feel when you do go for Mage Slayer, you don't suffer as much when it comes to resources. That's something. That's a small little part of Mage Slayer that people don't maybe talk about too much. Like you buy Ring of Health, you buy Void Stone, so it keeps you on the map. It helps as a farming item as well.
But those Shrine of Wisdoms collected dutifully by both sides. No real contest. It's maybe one of the first games we've seen that nobody is even trying to fight for it. At least in the playoffs. In the group stages, it was much more calm. Playoffs have been pretty ridiculous at minute 7.
You know, the stakes are a little bit higher. Invading the Wisdom Shrine, unless you have a really high advantage, is usually ill-advised. So, even sometimes I see a lot of teams just waste all the advantage that they got in the laning stage on the safe lane by trying to invade the enemy's Wisdom Shrine. So, probably for the best not to.
Only 5 kills so far. Relatively calm game. Nothing seems too surprising so far. Save does have access to the Urn of Shadows, and he's going for the full vessel here. Mikoto will get rooted, but shouldn't be in too much trouble. Kaori also has the Icarus dive away. This is one of the things that's going to be annoying. Oh, Save!
From the parking lot.
Damn, the 360 no-scope coming out of this Wind Ranger.
Mikoto was trying to play on the edge. Basically, he was losing a lot of HP just by pure spam, and they brought 4 heroes to secure the rune. In the end, of course, Queen of Pain wasn't positioned to dodge the power shot.
This is great as well. GPK is going to just go ahead and steal some of the triangle. Can't really aggress into the Ancients just yet, but they might go top. Save is moving in that direction. WS is alone, but he doesn't have an Observer Ward that's scouting the movement from Save, so he'll be fine.
This is the second set of stacks that he has stolen. Like, he is just invading the triangle very often. Of course, it's, like you said, not the Ancient stack that he is stealing, but still, it's a hit to the economy of Aurora. One thing, when it comes to Aurora and the heroes that they have drafted, like, probably the most improved, even though he was already in a really good spot, is this guy. Nightfall has been amazing on the carry role for half a year now. One of the main reasons why they had that undefeated run. I feel like he played in such an active way on most of his position 1s. Tiny, however, it takes a bit of time. Like, you can assist your teammates, but you don't have toss, you don't max it out. Tree throw is what you were going for, so more often than not, you're waiting for at least the Echo Saber before moving from the lane.
Do you think he'll do the Mickey build where he goes back for the Blink Dagger before finishing the Silver Edge?
I could see it happening this game. I could see it happening because of the Oracle. Like, you have to jump the backlines, and the thing is, he has heroes that can do that for him. So it's not really a forced item for the Tiny. It's completely on his comfort zone.
Might have a contest here for this rune. Arcane rune will be picked up by GPK. They found the Hex on to save, but Kataomi immediately there with the Dispel and the Edict.
Mars is here.
Mars is here, but doesn't have a Blink Dagger. No easy entry point into the fight. I mean, this will feel good for BetBoom team, right? Mars had to TP out. That's a free wave for Kiritic. More safety for the Monkey, and you got Vision on where most of Aurora is right now.
GPK got the rune as well, right? Like he got the Arcane rune. And that he can pressure with now with the Carti on the mid lane.
They might choose to go elsewhere. Since they know for a fact that WS had to TP top, they know he's not available for this fight bottom. So they're gonna smoke and try to surprise Nightfall here.
It's a cool play because usually you don't expect the scan is there. Like the idea is good. Nightfall did read it. He's TPing out already to the tier 2. Actually, he TPs. Why is it so cool? Because very rarely are you connecting to the Dawnbreaker. Like, especially when she has her ult, right? Like you're always trying to find a place somewhere else on the map because he can TP in for free with Solar Guardian. It was a sneaky attempt. Didn't work in the end.
They'll have to just content themselves with the tier 1 tower.
I honestly think that they brought one hero too many.
Somebody had to like camp mid to
yeah,
show a little bit.
Someone needed to show mid.
Well, Nightfall knows what's up. He's back safe. The rest of his team is pressuring this tier 1 tower middle. They shouldn't be able to take it completely, but they will whittle it down. On the other side, though, they do grab the tier 1, opening up more space for Miro. And he's going for a bit of a different build here. We've seen a couple of different itemizations on the Dawn. We've seen Echo, we've seen straight Aghanims.
Armlet, right?
Armlet build.
I feel like whatever you go for on the Dawnbreaker, it mostly goes back to just the right clicks that you've got. But the last time he bought Armlet, he had Aghanims after in his quick buy, and he got the Ags. So it's not really a common build to see the Aghanims Dawn. We'll see. Maybe he sees something here. Aghanims versus the Arena is pretty good, right? Like, they use the Arena, you have your Aghanims ulti to follow through, negate all of that AoE damage on the other side.
Makoto, he is going to be going for the Kaya. We have definitely seen this build change. Early on, everyone was rushing Bloodstone or rushing Ags. Last couple of days, we've seen the Kaya into Kaya Sanj, Kaya Yasha. People are just trying to play more actively with this hero. And why wouldn't you, right? This thing just does absurd amount of damage.
I don't think that there's like a consensus on what the best item build is for every single game. I still think it kind of comes down to the player and the feel when it comes to co-op. But the thing is, whatever you're going for, no matter what item you're buying, I feel like this hero, like you said, just deals way too much damage and feels good. So it's nice to have like some different ways of building her, but this Soul Ring is actually a major part of why the hero feels so damn busted. You get a lot of farm very early on because of the Soul Ring spam. Like, you can sustain your resources very easily.
BK moving with save under smoke. They want to try and get a kill top. This would be great if they could kill Kaori before the supernova, and they make it happen. Shackle shot lashed onto WS, preventing a good Arena from him. Save already in with the focus fire. They need a little bit more damage, but GPK with the roll will be able to secure the kill. It's a double for him, and another small skirmish won by BetBoom.
A heads-up play to go on a target that just purchased Blink Dagger, right? Like, he just completed the blink, but they bring the action to him. They initiate first. Pango has always been one of those heroes that are difficult for Mars to deal with. Rolling Thunder, like, you can't really use the Arena. He's just going to stun you anyway. And the initiation on Phoenix was just perfect.
Who do you think has benefited right now with this somewhat more slower pace of the early game?
I feel like it's even. Both teams are pretty much happy to just chill and continue farming. I don't think that there is like a massive clear winner, but if you're Aurora, you must feel itchy to use all these big ults.
Gonna try use it first right now to Kataomi. Blink Dagger revealed on him. Will die, but happy to give this up. They're actually going to bring the Solar Guardian in onto this Pangolier. They will miss with the initial stun, but the Starbreaker forward catches onto Mira as well as the Mars. Shackle shot connects Mars and the Tiny. Both of them are in trouble right now. Mikoto did his best with the Sonic Wave to push back the rest of BetBoom, but it's not enough to get a kill. Kaori Supernova also goes off. Aurora retreat, trading 2 for 1.
Yeah, Arena zones zones them out a little bit, but it wasn't there in tandem with the Arena, and the Arena was only on the Wind Ranger in the end, so a lot of big spells used on Aurora, but only on supports. So everyone else was just free to play whatever they wanted and however they wanted to. The double Mage Slayer actually, at this early portions of the game, is instrumental, right? Like it gives a lot of utility to the Penguin, to the Monkey King.
Uh-oh. Nightfall, he's underneath an Observer Ward right now. GPK wanting to chase. He got back just in time.
He's reading their moves really, really well. Of course, he had the ward, right? Kiori did plant one. They were under vision.
WS just wants to get back for BKB. Mira would love to be able to finish off the Blink Dagger as well, so maybe we don't fight just yet. We'll wait for the Sonic Wave to come back online before we try something. Simokoto. They force him out. Okay, so we're back to this just more passive stage of the game. Save wants to finish off the Vessel. By the way, dude, how do you actually deal with these shackle shots that are coming from Save? Does somebody have to build Lotus in advance?
Oh, good dive.
Icarus dive actually catches Kiritic, takes him off the tree. Where is the follow-up though? Avalanche will be there. Unfortunately, the MOUZ has to pop the Arena in a different part of the fight, giving Kiritic time to get off the Wukong's command. Mira, in the meantime, ends up falling. Here comes Miro with the Starbreaker, cancels out the TP of WS. And yet again, BetBoom respond incredibly. Despite a very good start to that fight, it looked very promising, but in the end...
Anytime you stun the monkey off for 3, it feels like a free fight after, especially next to a tower as well for them, but still, not even an Oracle ulti was necessary, by the way. He was just chilling. False Promise wasn't used, wasn't necessary. They're just not finding the right ways of dealing with the supports first and foremost, and then anyone else. There's just not enough damage. There's too much reduction on the other side. Like, I know Panel a couple of times talked about Fade Bolt reduction, Maze Slayer reduction, a lot of different items as well, Underlord being played. But even Oracle, right, like with Fate's Edict, all the magic resistance is pretty nice.
Sorry, Kari. What can you do? Man, this game, it was so even and so like balanced, you know, everyone's just farming, but BetBoom seems to have just kicked it into high gear right now. Spirit Vessel finished for Save, Armlet complete for Miro. Almost has the Echo Saber as well, so gonna be a right-clicking threat in his own right on the Dawnbreaker.
BetBoom are a pretty hard team to play like this very standard 5-man combo against, like Arena eggs, you know, like these normal big circle ultis, because they play their lanes very well and they play fast after the lanes. So it's hard to combine everything properly against them, but they're so mechanically on point. And another issue, whenever you have these combos like Mars Arena with Yeg, they're easy to execute, but they're also very easy to anticipate. So the team that plays against you usually tries to spread their line thin so that no 2 heroes are caught at the same time in the arena. And so far, that's been the case. It's just like 1 hero, and that's a Wind Ranger that gets caught.
Yeah.
She just used Wind Run and...
Looks like they are gonna aggress towards bottom on the side of BetBoom. Nice little hex onto GPK before he can find the Rolling Thunder, but probably gonna end up dead regardless to GPK and Kataomi. On the other side, Save was shadowing WS, hoping to catch him with the shackle, but he blinked, threw out the spear, and he will be safe.
Amira is really not having a great game. He's trying to get to his Blink Dagger. I mean, it's pre-20 minutes. It's acceptable, but he has 5 deaths already. Yeah. Not the first time that I'm seeing him kind of struggle on the line, honestly. I've seen a couple of the games recently.
Nightfall was being looked at by Kiritic. They're not going to jump him just yet. By the way, Nightfall, he's been really good at dodging these ganks. He dodged another one top where they scanned on the triangle. Just before they went for that MOUZ, they were looking for him, but he's playing safely. Do you think it's just like his experience having played against BetBoom so many times in the past?
I think overall, they had decent vision, and he has, of course, a lot of experience against them. And he has no BKB to TP out with, so he has to be playing very carefully.
BetBoom back into farming. GPK has this amplified damage, would love to be able to use it, and Kiritic has shown up, so looks like they are going to try go for a play here.
Mira has to be careful.
Mira, it's an Invis rune that gets snagged up by GPK, and Mira, yeah, maybe having regretted that decision. It's like, oh god, the entirety of Bedboom is already here. And WS, once again, has to flee.
Mira is just poking the bear, you know? Like, he's the only hero there. He goes in and uses like a spell on the line. Like, I don't know how else that scenario ends, ever. It's like, there are players in Dota, by the way, Tormentor is falling. There are players in Dota that will on purpose do things that look absolutely insane. Like, they'll walk alone into the enemy triangle, charging at you. And the bluff itself sometimes works. Like, you're like, okay, this guy can't be alone. And maybe that was the idea. Like, he's going to Hex Impale and they will try to disengage.
But mid lane, they have pressure out onto Nightfall here. They bring in the Solar Guardian. They catch him with the Shackle Shot. They burst him down. And that was also the shard that they just got from the Tormentor, immediately proving to be value with the Gale Force.
Yeah, the shard probably better on the Wind Ranger. The other one on the support, the Rain of Destiny. I mean, Oracle just isn't played. So I don't value the shard too highly, but it might just be all right. Any heal amp is okay. He's got a blink, by the way. So the Oracle has a blink before a Lion. The position 5 has an earlier blink timer than the Lion. And it just becomes increasingly harder to find him.
As we saw, it's 90 seconds faster than the previous fastest on Kataomi. But Lion finally does have the Blink available. So they have what they need to fight. They have Blink on Lion, they have Supernova available, level 2 on Kaori, on this Phoenix. All that's... Do you need to wait for the BKB on WS, or are you strong enough to try and go now?
I think they're strong enough. I don't think that you can wait all too much longer. They're losing full map control, 5k difference in net worth as well.
There is that smoke. Who are they gonna go on? Kataomi might be the one that gets found here, but he has a blink, gets away from WS. That must have been very surprising for Amaz. Like, what the hell? The Oracle has blink?
Look, that's the perfect target, right? Like, the only reason maybe why he is even showing is because he has blink. But he's just had a good game. Died 2 times, but has 8 assists on the Oracle. The blink is already there. Is able to even break smokes now. It's not over, of course, for Aurora. They are getting towards a couple of big items, like you mentioned, the BKB on Mars, BKB on Tiny will be done shortly as well. So I think it's the Nightfall on the Tiny that can be the surprise factor. Like, he can be the X factor that perhaps catches one of the supports off guard with a Shadow Blade play.
Speaking of BKB, is the first one of the game will come out from Miro. So he's ready to get involved in the next fight. Yet again, Radiant scan. That's like the 3rd scan this game that has landed clutch onto these Bedboom heroes. So whoever's making a call to get the scans, probably Nightfall, the map pinger himself.
Or Rolling Thunder even committed. For Mikoto, by the way. Won't catch him. Oh, they saw full Aghanims in the courier, but no one could reach to kill it. That would be massive, because it's a full Aghanims for Queen of Pain that was flying out to her.
She might need to use it. Bedboom immediately into the Roshan pit. They will smoke up on Aurora.
They want to get there, but they will be way too slow. There's a BKB on Tiny. This could be a good timing for them.
It's too late. The Desolator doing its work from the Monkey King.
Maybe you can still fight this?
I don't know, gang. I don't know. Okay, maybe it's because Miro does have very low mana at the moment, so doesn't have too many resources on the Dawnbreaker.
Look at Oracle. Just breaking the smoke on the high ground.
Oh, gosh. He gets out. And Aurora will not be able to connect with this smoke right now. Aegis in tow for Kiritic. He'll go to the other side of the map, start building into his Eye of Skadi. This must be really frustrating to play, right? You picked a draft specifically to be able to teamfight and to win these teamfights, but then Bedboom's like, okay, cool, we'll just never fight you in a fair situation.
Yeah, it's just because they're a little too slow. That's it. When a team like Bedboom gets any sort of an advantage, they run with it. And it's hard to find the right approach, to find the right play when they're dodging you 24/7. You're always, like, you're getting the items, but you're getting them 10 seconds too late.
Ah, this is something else we didn't talk about. The dispel on the Queen of Pain Shadow Strike. Okay.
It's pretty big. Like, the first thing when I see a draft that's playing into a co-op, the first thing that I think of is how many heroes do they have with built-in dispels. I feel in the yesterday we had a game with 4 built-in dispels in the game. Actually 5 because Alchemist had 2.
Oh, yeah.
So versus a co-op, it's massive.
Also means you don't have to buy that Lotus Orb to help you out. Just get it for free. Nightfall. Still moving around the map, unable to find anybody. Does have his BKB though. Doing a really good job of dodging ganks. Just trying to maintain pace in the farm, but I'm really worried about this MOUZ, man. Like, we've all seen these horror games of MOUZ where 30 minutes go by, he's only participated in like 5 kills, and then the hero just doesn't have impact going forward. Do you think it's still the same way in this patch right now?
It's still pretty much the same. It's the Blink BKB syndrome MOUZ, where the whole game, that's the only 2 items that you have, like, until the end. He does have a BKB now, and the Blink, so... And the Tiny, by the way, with the Blink of his zone. So, okay, he recognized that they cannot start things off properly. Gets the Blink instead of the Harpoon. The damage output, of course, with this kind of a build on Tiny is a bit lower. A lot lower than it usually is from position 1 Tiny. Like, he has BKB and he has a Blink. He didn't complete Silver Edge and he didn't complete Harpoon, so just missing a lot of items.
That's when you rely on your Queen of Pain, you're like, brother, I need you to dish in the hurt for me.
Do you think that's like the correct approach? I guess they do have the damage, right? Even without him?
I think the thing that you were mentioning about not being able to find the fights, earlier, you know, when you saw WS only getting 1 hero with the arena, this is a way to at least make sure that we can take the fight in 2 different locations. The concern I have, though, is this is predicated on, you know, Lion also landing his spells. If Lion dies early in the fight, then you just don't have any damage then.
He's been dying quite a bit. He did just buy himself a Ghost Scepter on Lion, by the way, to help out a little bit with all the physical damage that's coming from the other side. Like, when you look at Bedboom's draft, actually, it's majority of the damage is physical. Like, they don't really have a lot of magical damage at all.
So should WS be looking towards like some AC Shivas? Yes, Shivas queued up, but would you prefer that or AC?
I think Shivas is good, but maybe an AC on Mars because Shivas is being queued up by Phoenix already, and he's got Plate Mail. There isn't anything else on the Phoenix that you want to buy. I mean, you can buy a Lotus as well, but I think Shivas on Phoenix and AC on Mars would be perfect for this game.
Katomi just getting some vision bottom. Kiritich is farming mid. Most of Bedboom are inside the Radiant jungle. Nightfall will show just to get Fortunes ended. This must be so annoying, the range of these 2 spells, man. Power Shot and the focus on the Fortunes end makes it so difficult to play on the edges of the map.
They want to fight this, they just can't find the angle. And I'm not even sure if this is a good fight before Aegis is gone, which it will be in about 20 seconds now, so maybe a smoke opportunity, but they need Mikoto. Like, he is the majority of their damage.
Well, Mikoto himself is being hunted down. Safe. Will he find the shackle? No.
Down
TPL
bot
will be fine. Down bottom, WS and them jumped forward, but everybody has mobility. There's a Blink Dagger on Oracle, he's out. Save already TP'd out.
Actually, while you were watching top, they forced out the BKB from Monkey.
Ooh.
So, yeah, sure, he did get away, but he lost the Aegis, and, I mean, the Aegis was reclaimed, and he was forced into a BKB. So, this now opens up the map for Aurora. I would be surprised if they didn't go and try to force a fight.
You have now Mira around the Shrine of Wisdom. They force out the Wukong's command, and Tiny's gonna jump in, blinks to the backline, he finds Kataomi. That's what they need right now. WS getting the arena out, Finger of Death is there, Spear towards the wall, Sonic Wave as well. Mikoto able to bring down Kiritich, exploiting that lack of BKB, like you said.
Even with the buyback, like, from the Oracle, by the way, they still don't save the Monkey. This was... Aurora are pretty damn good at exploiting a single little thing that's missing from your puzzle, right? Like, just one BKB charge is all that was needed for them to force, and they instantly went on them, so... and Lion, the hero that has been dying this whole time, is the one that set things up. Like, look at me, I'm just a lion here, you know, like, please kill me, I want the Wisdom Shrine. But instead, he was actually setting up on the monkey, buying time.
That's why you go for those intimidation plays, and then later you make it work, and then you say, yeah.
That's why he died 6 times. So he thinks that, so that the monkey thinks he can kill him easily.
I'm just food, bro. Come get some snacks. It's kind of crazy that they were spending so much of their map playing, so much of their time playing on their side of the map. One BKB charge goes down, all of a sudden they've taken a tier 2 tower.
Yeah. One BKB charge, and a pretty good play by the Tiny, of course, as well, to find the Oracle, to anticipate where he is going to be relatively to the Monkey King. The thing is, they were completely on the right side of the map, so he didn't really have a lot of places to hide in as an Oracle. He had to be on the ramp.
That's one of those plays that immediately justifies the Blink Dagger. He's going to be getting to his next items anyway. Silver Edge is in the offing, just needs to finish off the Demon Edge. Has the Harpoon, still carrying a 9-second BKB charge.
Honestly, a pretty crucial fight. Exactly something that they needed after the ages that they gave away.
So, if we're not going to have Bedboom breaking the game open here in the mid-game, what does the scaling look like as this game goes later and later? I mean, one side, is Quap Tiny better than Monkey and the Pango?
I was just thinking about it. I feel like scaling is pretty good on both sides, but the X factor for me might be the Dawnbreaker. I feel like this hero is... Eventually, like, it becomes scary in a lot of our games. Like, when you look at the damage output and the farm that Dawnbreaker finds, it can tip the scales. If you look at this game as well, look at the top net worth.
Yeah. Just finished the Basher as well, going for the Abyssal Blade.
He is actually pretty damn rich on the Dawnbreaker.
I really like this Abyssal, because looking at their draft, they do have control, but it's like sort of high skill control, right?
Yep.
Rolling Thunder has to go through, you need to land the Shackle Shot. They don't have this simple, I just click this button and this person stands still for a second.
I'd like them to maybe think about a Nullifier on someone as well. Like, when it comes to heroes that they have, no one really wants to buy it, but everyone can. Like, you can buy it on Pango, you can buy it on the Monkey King. You are already playing into one Ghost Scepter.
It's now only a 3k gold lead for the side of Bedboom. Nightfall neck and neck with the Dawnbreaker. It's only WS in the core department that's really struggling for Aurora, but they still are able to involve him here and there.
They're trying to force a fight. They bait out the Roar. They have a full Skadi, of course, on the Monkey King now. So Skadi, Desolator, this monkey already hurts.
You said the smoke on smoke action. Monkey King will break their smokes. They go directly onto WS. He doesn't get off his BKB in time. Shackle Shot will be there. Spirit Vessel on top. He goes down. Mira ends up following him into the grave. Kiritic. Well, yesterday we saw he was playing Kers primarily because people were banning the monkey against him. Today he gets the monkey, and I think this might create some problems in drafting against him going forward.
Look at the dire wards on the map. I feel like, honestly, this is illegal. Like, the vision that they have is just ridiculous. Considering there's a Roshan about to spawn, how the hell do they have a cliff ward next to the triangle?
Gale Force to push back Makoto. He does have BKB, will be forced into using it. Maybe hoping to try and bring down Save. Let's blink in a second. He can get out of here. Although Kataomi blinking forward, Fortune's End, but nobody's there to follow
Nightfall
up.
mid, he's scouted out. His BKB will be forced as well if he's not careful.
Yeah, Save couldn't go in time.
They're still chasing though.
Kiritic, Boundless Strike, gets the grab. There's gonna come down Miro with the Solar Guardian. They really want to catch up to Nightfall. Gale Force will be there. That will indeed force out the BKB, like you said.
I don't think... Of course, they were hoping to get a kill here, but just forcing the BKB is the most realistic outcome. These wards need to be dewarded, like... I'm not really sure. I can't remember the last time I saw wards as impactful as the Dyers.
Kiritic, right next to WS. WS does also still have BKB if necessary. Shackle Shot, beautifully placed, coming out of Save. There's going to be a jump back by GPK. They're looking towards the Kaori Phoenix, but he does get off the Supernova. Makoto pushes them all back with the Sonic Wave. False Promise put out onto GPK, so he's going to stay alive. Kiritic will rely on his Aegis. We'll see if they want to keep this fight going. Fortune's End on Kaori. Miro thinking about jumping deeper in, and he's gonna go in all the way towards Mira, but at the same time, Nightfall goes back, catches out Kiritic, he tosses the monkey on the Oracle, kills them both. It's only one life away from Kiritic.
Oh, the Rolling Thunder though.
Boundless Strike with the Rolling Thunder enables them to kill Kaori and WS. So offlaner plus support, Mira blinked onto the high ground, gets a Hex off, but he knows that he might be in danger here. Oh no, it's a setup! Nightfall and Mikoto follow up directly onto the Monkey King.
Because Pangolier, he TP'd out. Like, he used the Rolling Thunder to somewhat assist the Monkey King after the Aegis, but then he just started TPing away, and Monkey King got caught by Lion. This is, once again, a very favorable fight, of course, for Aurora, even though they were under vision, even though, like, they had all the info and the Aegis on Batboom, they still couldn't win versus the Arena Egg combo. That Arena Egg combo right there just won the fight. The Egg was perfect. And the worst part that you can do in a team fight is commit hard on the Egg, on the Phoenix actually, not on the Egg. Commit hard on the Phoenix, and then he still manages to use the Egg. It's like the worst thing, because now you don't have anything for the Egg as well, and you've lost too much of the tempo.
Watch, guys. Watch, they're fucking up,
Okay.
They definitely did.
Shout out Nightfall, he knew us up here, and it wasn't even close, right? The Supernova came well before the Phoenix was in real danger.
Yeah, the Rolling Thunder was on top of him. Maybe they tried to... I think the Shackles didn't really connect properly. The idea was probably to connect the two with the Shackles, but the control just wasn't there.
Yet again, we see Nightfall justifying this Blink Dagger. Creating beautiful conditions for this fight.
Yeah, getting closer to Daedalus now as well, by the way. Tiny is... He's basically in the one-shot city now. Level 23, he hits for a bazillion damage already. If you're a support and he sees you, you're as good as gone.
Well, Batboom, we're in control for a majority of this game, but the balance of power is shifted. Aurora feel ascendant at the moment. And we pretty much have it. The Daedalus will be finished after this Ancient Camp. And there we go, Nightfall. Now a behemoth in the damage dealing department, just needs the recipe delivered. Has a Flayer's Boda as well. Dude, this neutral item, every time I see it, I'm just like, I don't know about this. This active feels a bit busted.
Especially on Tiny. Right? Because, I mean, he already has so much base damage. So getting extra 15% is pretty damn good. But also the 30 attack speed, of course. And he usually kills heroes, right? Like, if he's hitting someone with Flayer's Boda, the hero is probably dying. So it can reset the Bloodthirst as well. It's...
Nightfall, though. Nice blink away. Not sure if he realized how much danger he was in, but gets out safely. They still want to chase down here. WS might be the one that gets caught. Save, he blinked back, but he still got caught with the spear. WS goes forward with the arena. The only save that's within this at the moment. Rolling Thunder coming from GPK, but he gets pushed back. Can't catch up to Mikoto. Kiritic even activated Wukongs. But nobody's dying just yet. Save is going to be the one that goes down. Now Batboom team are going to be forced to retreat.
Oracle.
Will Kataomi die? False promise. Took a bunch of damage. He's healing a lot, and he's going to be fine.
Yeah, he managed to heal up in the end. But they did lose save.
GPK
has gem, so he knows what's up. He kind of saw it, saw the Tiny coming. There's a shard that in most games goes unpurchased that is making a pretty big difference as well, and that's the one of Queen of Pain. Like, he's just jumping the supports, jumping the Oracle and silencing him. So Kataomi, he doesn't really have a chance to even use False Promise on anyone else but himself. He's silenced, he's constantly damaged. Even with the Aeon Disc, it's not enough.
Aurora, a very good spot right now. This Queen of Pain, you know, the morning shift calls this build the Exodia. All that's missing is the Bloodstone. Then you have all the cards available.
It's a pretty good name, yeah. The moment you have it, the game crashes, it's over.
Is there a window perhaps that they've missed on the side of Batboom team here, with how the fights have been unfolding?
Definitely, the first fight after the Aegis, right? The first Aegis when they got, I feel like that maybe they could have played a bit better post Aegis, but overall, it was on Aurora to execute properly, and they have.
Save. trying to get some scouting done for his team. Instead, he gets caught out by these Lion
Aeon.
spells. Beautiful Gale Force is going to be able to save him. Aeon just comes back in time, but he's still going to die. The Supernova and the Sunray ensuring that save goes down. GPK forced to roll and TP out to safety. And Nightfall, he's on the other side right now, playing aggressively. Kiritich will find himself in some danger here, forced to pop the BKB. Nice Sonic Wave from Mikoto, pushing back Miro, can't finish off the Starbreaker. Kiritich activates the Wukong's command, they got the Abyssal Blade out, but Mikoto's still going in this fight. GPK though, on the far side, trying to find Nightfall. He's inside the arena. Can he get out of here? He's being protected by WS. GPK can't chase him. Eventually though, Kataomi brings him down with the Purifying Flames, full Shinzen combo. But can everybody else escape though? GPK, hexed up in the middle of all of these Radiant heroes. Kiritich comes back to help him by bringing down Mira, but there's a double spear from WS, putting these heroes directly on the trees, enabling Mikoto to burst them down.
They melted.
At the end of the day, it's basically a team wipe. Aurora still fight strong without their carry Tiny.
They were dodging everything so well. There's just so much mobility on their side. A 4-staff here, a 4-staff there. I don't want to look at the Queen of Pain damage. I know the Queen. Come on. Goddamn Queen of Pain every single game has 10k plus in team fights. That's a disgusting hero.
Oh my god.
But they dodged everything. The Solar Guardian, the Rolling Thunder, the Arena. They just completely disengaged with Harpoon, with 4-staffs, with all of these small little things that they had. Like double 4-staff, by the way. Goated item on supports that isn't bought enough. Usually people go for Glimmers, for Solars. But they played an instrumental part in this team fight. Just look how they disengaged from Solar and from Wukongs and everything. That like Rolling Thunder as well.
This was pitch perfect execution from them.
Just circles are trying to get to them. They're just baiting them deeper and deeper into the arena.
Oh boy. Lane of Barracks have been claimed back in real life. This is, you know, I feel really bad for Kiritich, right? Because this is not like the worst play ever, right? To try and just quickly kill the Lion and get out, but WS, oh, perfect double spear.
Look at them burn from the Sunray as well.
Oh,
that must have felt satisfying. Like double spear is definitely one of those, you know, one of those spells that.
I think that's one of those plays that immediately shows off why MOUZ Phoenix for such a long time was the go-to duo if you're going to play it in the offlane.
Yep. There's just some classic hero combos that are being played in this tournament, and we're happy to see them, like MOUZ Phoenix here as well. We've seen a lot of Grim Doom come back. I wonder if we're gonna see some Grim Lich Doom, by the way. The good pub stomping. I mean, it was a competitive stomping draft as well for quite some time.
Bad Boom, recognizing that this game has really gotten away from them. They're gonna smoke up. They wanna get a quick pick, secure the third Roshan. But Aurora, as usual, just their formation has also been so good. Like earlier in the game when they were still being picked off one by one before they were together, yes, it was easy to get on top of them, but since they started playing together...
The thing is, like, Bad Boom right now, I feel like the biggest issue for them is no real area control. Like, you have Rolling Thunder, right? You have Gale Force, but it isn't enough to keep them in a spot. Yeah. And they desperately need to play around the Wukong's command. Like, if you're Monkey King in this game and you're not playing in the Wukong's command, Tiny is just blowing you up. You basically look like a support next to him.
It's one of the reasons they did buy that Abyssal Blade, but... Shout out to Mikoto as well. He's been reserving the Sonic Wave almost specifically to just push back Miro.
He was zoning them. The zoning Sonic Wave is doing a lot of work this game. The true damage dealing spell, of course, for you is the Shadow Strike with the Aghanims, so Sonic Wave can be used defensively.
Nightfall goes forward, gets a jump onto Save. It's going to be the Sonic Wave coming out. WS gets a beautiful arena with the spear towards Save. Save is gone. Supernova on the high ground. Mira gets the Hex combination out onto the Dawnbreaker. She's going to die. Kataomi gets nullified, so that Aeon Disc is not going to help you, my friend. 3 heroes dead in the blink of an eye. Aurora feels like they can do whatever the hell they want on the map right now.
Yeah. A lot of vision from them this time. I was commending Bad Boom for their vision and their ability to set things up. Same thing here.
Oh.
Refreshed.
Okay. Refreshes, gets the second Rolling Thunder. There's a Gale Force as well from Save, but Nightfall immediately in onto Save. Wants to try and bring down this Wind Ranger. Being stalled out by GPK for a while, but they'll eventually be able to get him. And GPK, as his role finishes, I don't know if he wants to still stay in this fight. BKB activated by Makoto as Kiritich and Miro track down Kaori, kill off the Phoenix. Nightfall is on the back edge here. They have a Hex, they have an Earth Spike onto Miro. Miro caught in the combo. Phoenix, oh, not the Phoenix, the Finger of Death. It comes out, but there's a BKB to dodge it out in the end.
They're winning
Nightfall
this fight though
will
for now.
actually lose his life eventually, but Makoto is the one that's dealing the damage the most on the back lines of the fight. They got the Hex out onto this Monkey King. Makoto trying to keep the pressure up, but GPK is jumping on the other side to kill off Mira. WS respawns, re-engages the fight. They managed to bring down Kiritich in the end. And GPK, although he's killing off these supports, the real carry here is Makoto. Tries to roll up, tries to protect himself, but now WS has Arena. The fight's lasted that long, Liz. Makoto definitely will have the damage to find these kills. They nullify Kataomi, they kill him again. At the very least, GPK with his second Rolling Thunder will be able to escape.
How silly of me to suggest that they are winning this fight. I was thinking of Bad Boom. I'm not gonna hide from that. Queen of Pain. Like, this is just a Queen of Pain show. What's the fight recap damage now? Casual 13.5k. There are games where your carry deals 14k damage. Like the whole game.
Yep.
She's dealing that amount in a single fight. Time after time. This is... And it was... The start kind of started even alright-ish for Bad Boom because they managed to kill Phoenix. I don't know if you noticed, Kaori presses refresh, instantly dies. Like the same millisecond, so he couldn't even use that secondary egg. If he managed to double egg, the fight is over immediately. But they managed to take him down. Unfortunately, how do you take down a Queen of Pain with 4.5k HP, with Bloodstone, with all of these items, with Dandelion Amulet as well, by the way, to block out some magic damage. It's not like they even have a lot of magic damage on the other side, but it's something, it's nice.
Nightfall, he had a game yesterday where he dealt like what? Was it yesterday or the day before? Where he was playing Faceless Void? He only dealt like 4,000 damage.
Yeah, it was, I believe, even below 4k.
Okay. Roshan being taken right now. And Mira. You know this Mira, this level 20 talent, they did not expect this as well in that fight. Because he got it just before that fight.
The cone?
Yeah, the cone stun. Really good from him. So now you're dealing with an Aegis on Nightfall. I mean, there's no point giving Makoto the Aegis. He's not dying anytime soon.
I love that the Mars went for the damage. 25 talent, by the way, as well. Just full on. No one is dying on his team. He's fine. He doesn't need the HP region. Why not crit them a bit harder? He does have a nullifier after all.
Makoto. Hex available now on the Screen of Pain. So now she has control to add to her arsenal.
They have double arena and they have double egg.
Nightfall just goes forward. There's a Wukong's Rolling Thunder.
Okay.
They get out this Aegis. They do in extremely fast fashion. But there's the Supernova coming in on top of the WS arena. The Sonic Wave pushes Kiritich away from the egg. But Miro able to go in with the BKB and destroy the egg. Nightfall comes back for life number 2, but he's still in trouble. Shackletrot will be there. Spirit Vessel is ticking him low. GPK, can he find the Tiny? Not just yet. He's healing up. Forced off away from Mira. The Gale Force will come from Save, but he's still not dying. Shackle will be there. GPK, can he finish him off? At long last, it does happen. But now there's the secondary arena. There's going to be the Earth Spike into the Finger of Death, killing off Miro. Or killing off Save, rather. Miro's going to be dying to Makoto. So 2 of the cores, though, on Aurora are going to die here.
Miro isn't dead yet. He's still fine.
Still alive? Oh my goodness.
Got False Promise.
Shout out to the False Promise.
The buyback from the Phoenix as well, and the neck usage again. Honestly, a very good defense by Bad Boom, but I have to say, this was a little bit too overzealous by Aurora. They felt way too strong. And I can't blame them, like all these items, the Aegis, the Refresher Shard, the Refresher Orbs. I get it, they overcommitted, but what happened? The egg was too soon. I think that's a major defeating factor for them. The egg was used in tandem with all the BKBs on Bad Boom, so they could just commit on it. They killed the Tiny and still had enough BKB charges to deal with the egg.
And Tiny died really fast, especially on life number 1.
He died way too quickly, yeah.
Well,
maybe an AC could have helped him, and actually Mars is queuing it up now. I think that's the next item. They did double down on Shivas. A small little... In chess, you would call it maybe inaccuracy. It's not really a mistake, but...
So how do you feel about this? How much of the momentum has shifted back to Bedroom? Because they still are a lane and a half of racks down.
It's still not a great position to be in. They're 9k behind. The net worth at this point doesn't really feel too relevant. It's more about the way that these teamfights have been going. When you look at the items, they have everything that they need. Monkey King is very close to, what, a butterfly as well. He has it now. Like, they're basically maxing out on all cores on both sides. It's the teamfight capability of Aurora that looks a little bit scarier, though. And it's the Queen of Pain impact, who now has a Hex as well.
Smoke up from Aurora. No Roshan to fight over, but if they can find some picks, there are buildings to destroy. But they're playing very conservatively on the side of Bedboom, sticking inside the base, holding hands.
The level 25 talent on Phoenix, by the way, he went for the 2 extra hits. Sometimes you can even buy an Aghanims, not for the active, but for the extra hits, in tandem with level 25. It might make a difference if they want to play the same way. Just head first, go in, arena, egg.
I wouldn't mind seeing that. That would be kind of cool.
It would be, but versus the BKB on Monkey, I feel like it doesn't work. I still think he can deal with the egg almost alone. Especially now, our dear observers have noticed the butterfly. Like, it gives a lot of base attack speed.
Kiritich is hitting really fast right now. Does have a lot of Deso charges to his name. Also carrying a Flayer's Boda. Well, this Monkey demonstrated in that fight with a couple of those Boundlesses that he can still be a massive, massive threat. And of course does have the 25 talent on the command ring. Aurora will have to sate themselves with just a Tormentor. They're making sure they're not being shadowed by Bedroom team. But once they've gotten the confirmation, they will go back, take the Tormi, and get a shot from Mira, who nearly died in this attempt.
It's a lot of damage still by the Tormentor. It's a good shard. It used to be one of those core build-ups for Lion. No longer is, of course.
Okay, hear me out, right? Hear me out. You blink forward, right? You wait for GPK to start rolling. And then you use the mana drain so that you become spell immune and you don't have to worry about getting hit with roll. And then once he gets past you, you blink past him and then you stun somebody else.
You're cooking. Unfortunately, if a Lion does that at this point in the game, he's dead. A Monkey King just looks at you and you're probably already in the fountain.
He'll be fine, bro. He'll be fine. He's got an essence ring, dog. He just pops the essence ring and he lives. No problem.
Yeah, he does. He does have it. Actually, you see the greater healing Lotus that he's carrying as well. He's been pretty diligent when it comes to carrying the flowers for his carry. Like, he's been healing quite a lot in a couple of these fights. They heal the Tiny, save his life just by having a healing Lotus here and there.
Kataomi and the boys.
Tiny is so big.
Finally feeling freedom to come out the base, and he technically just got bigger. Not directly, but indirectly. MOUZ does now have that AC, so more armor, more attack speed for the whole team.
AC on him, Satanic on the Tiny. Swift Blink, Satanic, basically 6-slotted.
Queen of Pain is actually 6-slotted. Can she replace these boots for something else?
Yes, she can, if she wants to. Like, there is an option for her to get another item here. She is keeping the cheese in the slot for now.
WS, oh, they break the tree of Kiritich, but he does find the BKB. GPK will be there to lend assistance as well, and there's the Supernova. Hero will try to drop down with the Solar Guardian. BKB's popped, and they managed to get rid of the egg. They've also shackled WS. He cannot escape this fight either. All of a sudden, things have changed, Liz.
The fight is done. They need to back out. They're trying to. Oracle is actually the one chasing them.
Throws out a long range Fortune's End. Will connect onto Mira. GPK not willing to let this one go. Save finds the Gale Force as well. The turn will be there. There's a shackle. There's the damage coming in. And the Ghost Scepter protected you for a little moment. But eventually that'll end. I must say, Miro played that fight to absolute perfection on the Stormbreaker.
Keep in mind that they do not have the buyback on Phoenix. It was used when they were trying to push the bottom lane high ground, and this is something that Batboom probably is aware of. The buyback is still down for a minute and a half, and maybe an opportunity for them to pressure the map, open up these tier 2s at least. I think they need to change the general idea on how they play team fights. This whole head first, use the arena, use the egg in tandem isn't working. I think the egg actually needs to be at least outside of the arena because the heroes have way too much attack speed on the other side. It doesn't matter. Level 25 talent is great, but it's not good enough.
Mid. Looks like Batboom want to be able to claim their first set of barracks. Tier 3 being beaten up 1 by Kiritic. They still have False Promise. They still have Rolling Thunder, and Solar Guardian just came back off cooldown.
He's being griefed a little bit by Fate's Edict, but it's fine.
What's a BKB out of Makoto? That could end up being a big deal here. Still no Phoenix for 30. And when he returns, there will not be a mid lane of barracks. Kiritic just hits way too damn hard.
If it's only the mid lane, I think this is something that you can live with if you're Aurora. You still have 2 more sides to work with. This team fight, if Kaori just acts here, maybe outside of the arena, I think it could have been won, because the team fight of Aurora is not necessarily all about the arena. It's about the egg, because he has refresher as well, and the real power of the egg here comes into because of the BKB piercing stun. Like, you have a BKB piercing stun and you have percentage-based damage. One of the main reasons why this hero is played so much currently is he's one of those rare supports that actually hurts quite hard, even in the late game scenario.
One thing we also saw in that fight is this Harpoon from Miro. Really good for ensuring heroes can't escape the Wukongs. You saw WS doing his best to run once his BKB ended, but couldn't get away from him.
They're still waiting for Rosh. It will respawn, by the way, in a second, so they're already in the pit. Lion is not close to his teammates, though.
Been scanned out, but Batboom want to keep this going. As you see, 100% win rate on Miro so far at the tournament. I mean, to be fair, they've only lost 2 games, right? So there's a lot of 100% win rate here. MOUZ jumps in, Shivas, they actually spear back Kiritic. The Roche is still alive. Kiritic will grab it.
Egg is good, though.
Supernova is in a decent position. Can they get away from it? No, they cannot. It does get the stun out, but a nice dodge from Kiritic. Mira will take away the Aegis, though, with the Finger of Death, as Mikoto is on the backside of the fight, looking towards Kataomi. He kills him, but they found a shackle onto Mikoto. The Queen of Pain is dead. In the meantime, inside the Roshan pit, Kiritic almost lost his own life, but the False Promise keeps him alive. Nightfall unable to kill him off. Instead, it's the Starbreaker that puts both him and the MOUZ in jeopardy. They both die. Batboom team keep winning these team fights.
They keep winning them, and this one was a really hard team fight to win because Aurora played it almost to perfection. Queen of Pain might have been a little bit too relentless there on the right side of the pit, because in the pit they caught the Monkey King, they used the egg, are outside of the pit, and he couldn't react to it. The spear was perfect after he respawns as well. I think they stole the cheese and the banner as well. But Oracle was, for the first time in this game in a really long time, free to use his ulti whenever he wanted to. So saves the Monkey King.
Now they're in danger of losing another lane of barracks. GPK will just zone them with the Rolling Thunder, keeping them far back. Kiritic, him and Miro take down the bottom set of barracks. Only 1 lane remaining for Aurora. They're not done just yet. They want to force some buybacks here.
They truly do. The cheese is there on the line, but...
Okay, there they come. Buybacks are out. Mikoto jumping forward, but False Promise immediately out onto the Monkey King. They want to get out of here. Save might be left behind, but of course he has a BKB now. So he should be fine. Wind Run just comes back off cooldown. Blink will be there soon. So he'll be fine, even though he's carrying damage to his team. That's not nice. Kiritic on the high ground. There gets off the full Wukongs. Still has BKB at the ready. So I don't really want to fight into him.
He was pretending to be a tree, by the way. He's just chilling next to the 2 trees.
Also, it was so cool to see him dodge the, back in that Roshan fight, when he dodged the burst of the Supernova with the Stone Soldier swap.
Yep.
That was quite nice. Now 14k gold lead. We're got to get to the hour mark, so let's start talking tier 5s. What do you want to see in this game?
Maybe a couple of fallen skies here and there. They always look nice. Besides that, I mean, whatever they get on both sides, it's going to be super impactful. But they have to farm those items, of course, first. We are getting an increasing amount of minute 60 plus games, by the way. At the beginning of the tournament, everything was like 20, 30 minutes, 40 at max. We're getting tier 5s almost every single day now. And multiple series too.
I think we've only had one series together that didn't at least have 1 hour long game.
Now look at them going just full on high ground. These are megas, by the way, if it falls.
We are back onto safe. Nullifier is out. False Promise will be there. And they do have the Sunray out from Kaori. Nightfall unable to do the damage he wants. Their Supernova is there. Makoto pushing back Miro into the wall. And he dies inside the arena. Save will also eventually lose his life. And Kiritich, how much space can he create with this Wukongs? There will be a Supernova right in front of him. Can he bring it down in time? Yeah, no, he cannot. He gets stunned in the end. Nightfall there to ensure he gets the kill with the Avalanche and the right clicks. GPK forced to flee, TPing out extremely quickly. So he's going to be fine, and the two supports able to leave as well. But Save did buy back for this, so if he dies again, could be a huge problem for Bedboom.
Yeah. For Aurora right now, after this kind of a fight, the goal is probably to force a couple of buybacks on the side of Bedboom. Save buyback is not enough. Why? Because previously, they wasted a buyback on the Tiny, they used the buyback on the Mars as well, so they need to get some compensation for it. This teamfight was good. It's a very different teamfight in which the arena covers half of the high ground and half of the low ground. So they can't really get away from it, and the Phoenix is able to use the egg on the high ground, so it cannot be hit. But overall, the push itself was maybe a little bit premature by Bedboom. I feel that they tried to catch them off guard a little bit. While everyone is farming tier 5s, they tried to go for a full set of megas.
That's all me. Might lose his courier here. What's on it? Nothing available. He's trying to build a refresher, so have to wait a little bit.
At this point, Oracle is one of those heroes that truly, once you get the Blink and the Neon Disc, you can buy whatever you want to. Refresher is pretty good, just to have the double false promise, of course.
Equalize the Rax advantage. Literally an even game, bro. Nothing in it in terms of gold. The map looks very equivalent. It's all about execution at this point.
These two teams recently have been the two biggest rivals in the Eastern Europe. There isn't anyone else. I mean, there's Spirit, always, but their form has been kinda iffy. Not always really on point.
To that point, take a guess at how many games they've played, or wins and losses against each other. What do you think it is?
What the score is?
Yeah.
28-30 or something.
Aurora has 21 wins.
Okay.
Bedboom has 20.
So close.
Basically 50-50. If Bedboom win this, it'll literally be 50-50.
They have a good shot. I feel like in this game, it's really hard to see the outcome at this point. Tier 5s might play an instrumental part as well. Stygian Desolator, by the way, tier 5 on the Mars. Tiny has a Divine Regalia. How many Divines do we have?
3. Tiny, Queen of Pain, and GPK on the Pango. And a Fallen Sky was picked up by Mira.
There's a couple of other that aren't really picked up at all, right? Oracle, how many Enchantress Baubles do we have? That's the interesting part, because Oracle is rocking one, so he's going to have a very good enchantment from a tier 5 item.
He's the only one that has it, though.
And still, if you could, is there a tier 5 with range or something?
Wait, you're a Phoenix player, right? How do you feel about this Harmonizer?
Dude, this is the first time in my life I see Harmonizer.
Oh.
I mean, it's pretty good, right? Like 6% spell amp for every spell on cooldown. The 5% spell mana cost literally is meaningless to Phoenix. Like, there is nothing you need. Like, you always have enough mana for your spells because of the refresh that you get from Supernova. But yeah, the 6% spell amp sounds pretty damn good. You use all your spells all the time. So Sunray is going to burn quite a bit as well.
Looks like BetBoom want to push the envelope because there are 90 seconds, 2 minutes, and 2 minutes. Those are the buyback cooldowns for the Aurora cores. So we can force them to die here. This could be huge. Wukong's massive damage from Kiritich. Immediately they lose the Lion. But what the hell? That's Supernova. It's gonna pop, and the laser almost killed Kiritich. WS, beautiful arena from him. Nightfall trying to get in on top of this Monkey King, but the false promise will keep him alive. Miro and Kiritich will then combine together to kill off WS. 90 seconds in the grave for him without buyback for the MOUZ.
They committed some big spells, but there's no buyback on him, and he's dead for 2 minutes. So they literally can chill, wait the BKBs, wait their big ultis, and still go again before he's up. This is a big win for BetBoom.
They're gonna go straight towards the Roshan pit, perhaps.
Another problem that you have at this point if you're Aurora is you're playing versus this Wukong's command that is so massive that you can't really disengage. If he just uses it around your racks or eventually around your throne, you're forced to fight into it. There is nothing else that you can do because he hits too hard. He will be taking the objectives. By the way, Maid Slayer is the next that he wants to sell. And what's that, Feverish? 15% cooldown reduction. I mean, it's good, but he had Keen-Eyed. It's really good, but he had Keen-Eyed as well. What's the cooldown now on his ulti? What is that? 34 seconds. Okay, it's really good.
That's pretty crazy.
It's really damn good. Actually going for Octarine as well, instead of the Refresher, which he had queued up, by the way.
Oh, man. He just picked up by Kiritich.
The only unfortunate thing, you know, for Oracle is he's got a lot of spells with very low cooldowns. So the percentage
reduction is not that great. Yeah. Okay, high ground. Here we go again. Kiritich, BKB with Miro. They go straight towards the Supernova. They bring it down. Kaori does have buyback though. And Miro will just stand behind Kiritich, who will wait, chilling inside his Wukongs. Does get jumped on by Makoto. False promise from outside the Wukong, so he still remains alive. Nightfall trying to toss him to the far side of the fight, but Miro's already there, taking down your backlines. It's a triple kill for Kiritich. And he's just throwing out these right clicks. Kaori died back. Nightfall is gone. Megas have been achieved. BetBoom team moments away from securing game 1, but they're not going to force the issue. They have learned from their mistakes. They know that he probably still has buyback.
Are you sure they won't?
Comes through. EKB active. Buyback coming in from Nightfall. The Hex is out onto Kiritich. Sonic Wave will be there. They push Kiritich back and they kill him. He goes down, does have buyback. Miro joins him in the grave as Nightfall dishes in that damage from the fountain. They try to cancel out the spells and the heal of the Oracle. Not able to do so, so he gets out. Oh, he actually doesn't. He dies in the fountain. So that's 3 heroes gone.
The false promise was used on himself, right? Like he used it on himself, but it wasn't good enough. There's just way too much damage from Aurora in the end that does take them down. Purifying Flames, yeah, pretty low cooldown, 1.6 seconds, by the way, on it. You can perma-spam it at this point. Save will be forced to BKB TP, but you need to find something more now if you're Aurora. You just used all of your buybacks, and the dieback on Phoenix might prevent you from actually getting the mega creeps on the other side.
We'll see. They're trying to bring this creep wave in through the mid lane. He does have Desolator on WS, so that could help.
They have a Divine on Tiny as well,
Let's
so...
go. GPK. He's gonna start the roll. Fallen Sky from Mira. He'll blink back.
Buyback on the Monkey.
They get the Abyssal Blade out onto Nightfall. They're trying to keep controlling him up. He'll be forced to pop a BKB himself. Makoto though, Sonic Wave out onto Kiritich. He prevents him from entering the fight. So they might have time to escape. WS might be the one that gets left behind, however. He dies, however, this time he does have buyback available.
Yeah, probably the best target that they could have lost in this scenario. They forced buybacks on pretty important targets, right? The Oracle, okay, but they forced the Monkey King buyback, and also they only lose the hero that already has a buyback. So strategically, this was pretty well done by Aurora. They didn't overcommit to even out the scales with the mega creeps on both sides. The moment the buybacks came, they backed out. Divine Regalia, of course, unfortunately for Tiny, is deactivated. Most of them are, right? Pango has his.
Yeah, Pango still has it, and
Pop as well.
Pop as well. Honestly, Aurora, right? So you have a Tiny that has Divine Rapier. You have a Stygian Desolator MOUZ. You've got, you know, Exodia Queen of Pain. Do you even care about Megas that much?
You don't. The thing is, it's not about you caring about Megas or not. You can deal with the Megas, you can hit them. But someone needs to be in the base to do that. Whose BKB is that?
But they're just chilling here. Whose BKB is that, actually? What? Okay, cool. Did somebody double buy BKB?
I mean, maybe one of the supports bought a BKB and dropped it because all the cores are still carrying theirs.
Maybe it's like enemy BKB? I don't know.
What, stolen BKB?
I have no
I
idea.
mean, it could be. Someone could have dropped it to take something. I wouldn't be like... There's a BKB on Nero, there's a BKB on Monkey King. Pango never had one, right? Wind Ranger had it, and Oracle never bought one, so... Is it? I'm not sure.
Many confusing things have been happening in this game. Kataomi will get some Reign of Destiny. Not too bad, but it's more important to just make sure you keep taking objectives on the map. Wait for the next Roshan. Not even wait for the next Roshan. I think you have to wait for your buybacks to come back off cooldown. Without Aegis, imagine pushing high ground and Kiritich dies. The game could just end immediately.
We might be here for a while. Like, they could possibly just wait for the buybacks on the Monkey King. Like, it's 5 minutes away, and you have mega creeps, so you aren't really forced into making any plays right now if you're bet boom. Like, you can actually wait. On the other side, it is difficult. Like, we started the mega creep discussion. It's like, they can kill the mega creeps, but someone needs to do it, right? And while you're doing that, you're showing yourselves. One of these heroes has to stay back. At this point, Travels too might be an option on one of them, just so that they can re-engage and reconnect with the teammates.
Yeah,
and it has to be one of the cores as well, right?
I could see WS doing it. Yeah. I mean, Tiny doesn't have boots anymore, nor does the Queen of Pain. It kind of has to be the MOUZ.
Tiny, I mean, he's... At this point, I don't know how he's moving. He has too many items. That's a 9-second BKB, by the way, that's in the base. It's dropped. So possibly one of the supports.
Multiple level 30 heroes. Nightfall is 30, Makoto is 30, Kiritich is 30, GPK is 30, Miro is 30. WS is not too far away himself. Game for the ages. Hey, it's about to be the longest game.
It's about to be. It probably will break the longest game record because they will wait the buybacks. I'm
sure.
pretty sure. Like the Rapier, by the way, being queued up by the Monkey King as well. And we're entering the stage of Dota where no one is experienced, right? Like you're just entering a part of the game that you see once in a month, like when you're practicing. The worst part is like when you're screaming. Whenever I was screaming playing versus teams, if a game goes badly, most of the teams will GG out. They don't want to waste too much time testing out strategies that they won't necessarily see almost ever. This just isn't a part of the game that you get to practice all too much. At this point, Dota becomes very hectic, and it's all about the initiations, like and buyback status. Two things, like who gets jumped on first, and whose buyback status is on point.
The two neutrals we didn't talk about were these Minotaur Horns to just help bridge the gap with these lower duration BKBs.
Yep.
This is just anti-Phoenix tech, basically.
Yeah, it's pretty good, because they understand they have to waste the BKBs to deal with Yeg. Like you said, anti-Phoenix tech. You have something else to work with after the first initial BKB charge has been used. Unfortunately for them, Refresher doesn't refresh items anymore, so they gotta deal with it a different way.
Please click on save. There we go. Look at my boy save. Deciding, you know what?
He's deciding to end the game. That's what he's deciding. Didn't he do it once already? Who was it? It was him and Tofu, right? That just went for the throne. Tofu, I think he did it with Muerta or something, and save with the Wind Ranger.
That's right. He's got Daedalus now. Daedalus, Stygian, Desolator, and a Vlad's as well. And Roshan's just getting tired, guys. He's like, bruh, let me rest. I keep having to come back into this goddamn game. 6th Rosh. Don't get to see that every day.
A 75 minutes game, you don't get to see it for sure. For Dire, of course, for Batboom, if they manage to take it, which they most likely will, they always have the advantage. Let's see, Tiny is already insta-connecting. He used Swift Blink. They don't want to let this one go.
Spider legs now picked up by Mira, so a better positioning available for this Lion.
The thing is, like, they don't have to do it here, right? Like, they can just wait for Roche to move down bottom, because that's where they have the advantage with the outpost. They most likely will wait. Hence the smoke from MOUZ and the boys of Aurora. They're on a back foot now. Like, this is one part of the game which is hard to play when you mega creeps are pushing in, but at the same time you need to contest Roche. You have to outpush the waves so far out that it buys you enough time to actually fight in the pit.
Big man is making his way over. He has finished his daytime shift. It's time to go take a nap on the bottom side.
Yeah, the vision is already set up by Dire. Good wards. One in the river, one on the ramp in the Radiant Forest.
This is so hard. Queen of Pain does buy the bots too, so...
They needed it.
What does she backpack though? She's already backpacked the Kaya Sanj. What else does she get rid of? The Shivas maybe? You already have, what, 2 Shivas in the game?
It doesn't matter. She just needs to use the travels, right? Like, you can move the item back in. Nullifier will be the item that she backpacks for now. They have... At some point, I suppose they had triple Shivas on their side. Quap, MOUZ, and the Phoenix. MOUZ did sell his and go for the AC, by the way.
Can we get a damage check? 76 minutes in. I want to see what these numbers look like.
Did it change a lot, though?
Christ.
Yeah, 77k.
60,000 on Pango, 70,000 on the Monkey, 77 on Queen of Pain. I love how the Phoenix actually has done more damage than this Tiny that has Daedalus on all these items.
As the game goes further and further, and heroes become bigger and bigger, Sunray hurts more. 2% max seal, and 7.5% max damage on the Sunray. Plus you have 4 Sunrays in a fight, right? Because you have one, and then you have another one in the egg, and then you have
refresh?
two, and then you refresh, and you do it all over again.
Tiny, because Regalia was disabled, has gone back now to get some
Rolling
Spider
Thunder,
legs. Rolling
Phoenix.
Thunder. They connect onto the Phoenix. There is no Aeon disc to be popped here, so the Phoenix does get off the Supernova though. Kinetic and Miro will immediately turn on top of it. They take it down. There is a buyback available. WS also held in position by the Abyssal Blade. He'll die as well within the Wukongs.
That's
a
a
double kill for Kinetic. They have to buy back.
Yeah, that's a forced buyback on the Phoenix, but MOUZ, if they want to contest Roshan, Phoenix is not enough. I think this is a huge opportunity once again for Batboom. They have buyback on Monkey King. They could possibly just go all in here. Force the buyback on the MOUZ. Okay, he has 3k surplus though. So he can buy back, sell phases, and also get travels to maybe get a bit closer. But they need a wave mid. He can't get travels too on the MOUZ. He has queued it up.
He found phase. Save is gone. Oh no, false promise. We'll try to bail him out. The nullifier from Makoto didn't come out in time. So Save's actually going to be able to get back. He's safe.
And they're messing up. This is not good from Aurora. I feel like they're overextending and they're not finding the kills that they went for. They are buying time though. They are buying time for MOUZ to respawn. He wasn't forced to use his buyback. Full on smoke though.
Oh yeah.
This could catch them off guard because there is a chance that they think Roche is happening even though it didn't roar.
It was slightly split. Oh no, they might find Kaori. Kiritich.
Kaori is a massive kill. He doesn't have buyback.
Is he gonna find the Phoenix? He sees him. Kaori. At the same time, Makoto is getting jumped upon. There's gonna be the Solar Guardian directly on the Queen of Pain, and Quap is gone. The damage. Save showing off a little bit with this Daedalus and the Desolator.
At this point, he's an additional core in the game. This is not a support Wind Ranger anymore. 27, Daedalus, Stygian Desolator, tier 5, of course, like you mentioned, Quap just disintegrated. By the way, I feel like if they kill the Phoenix, it's just as much value because he has no buyback. At least the Quap has buyback, but she'll have to use it. This is now a full-on push coming from Batboom to your throne, wherever you are on the Radiant. because they have the buybacks. I believe the buyback status is available on almost every single hero on their side. Yep.
Oof. Check out Kiritic. Aegis and the Divine Rapier is now picked up.
Okay, so he has no buyback though. He bought out. Was this super necessary? I feel like they weren't really lacking damage, but I guess use the Rapier, use Wukong's command on the throne, and that's it, right? Like you don't have to be too cute about it.
Bro? You think Kiritic is gonna lose a game like a bitch? No, gonna go out chest out, 10 toes down.
All right. You're right.
This is Kiritic.
I was wrong. Who am I to question?
The great Kiritic himself.
He could have had 3 lives, by the way, all I'm saying.
He only needs 1. Let's see what he's going to be able to achieve here. As Mira just throwing out some token spells. Now this is going to be the hold of the century. WS, what a spear back, but unfortunately there's an immediate false promise and the Solar Guardian coming in, and they're trying to zone back the Supernova. Miro ensures that the Supernova's on the high ground, away from the monkey. So it goes off pretty much harmlessly. Everybody else stays alive. Miro, beautiful Starbreaker with the Abyssal onto Mira. Lion, dead. 2 minutes in the grave, but does have buyback.
Can they commit without false promise? Actually, they do have false promise again. The cooldown is 22 seconds at this point. So, I mean, he's got the Enchantress Bauble, right? Current bonus is 90%. That's what they're playing. They're playing for the long con. The first time I'm seeing this item, by the way, in a competitive scene go this late.
No, people only talk about infinite scaling, you know, your lions, your pudges or whatever. This is the real scaling. Nightfall, he gets jumped on. There's the Abyssal Blade on top of him. They want to kill this Tiny. They're going to try and bail him out, though, with the Sonic Wave, pushing these heroes back. But the Wukong's command is too good. Supernova comes in the middle of them, and they did kill Miro. Kiritic, can he beat this down by himself? No. He will actually be able to get the kill in the end. How the hell did that happen? Just died in Wukong's after it popped?
Yeah, he didn't kill the egg. He killed the Phoenix post-egg.
Did he die that fast? WS, spear back onto Kiritic. Fourth promise will be there with the Solar Guardian. But the Starbreaker from Miro in the middle of the fight makes sure that WS and the Quap are both dead. They jump onto Nightfall. They kill him off. GG, well played is called. Aurora could not do it. They held for as long as they could. But Bet Boom Team win the game with the Kiritic Monkey King.
Just another record-breaking game from Betboom and Aurora. Just a very long game and a very...
Find out if this game reaches minute 70 or if a team will have found a GG before then. Let's head over to Snare and Lizard for game 2.
What are you talking about, Shiva? It's us on the mic. Of course this is going to go 70 games. I have absolutely 100% confidence that this is going to be a long one. The question is, though, Liz, if the game goes ultra late, right?
Yep.
How much of a lead do Aurora need to be in a comfortable position against the late game Faceless Void?
They need quite a significant lead, for sure. They have some things versus the Faceless Void, of course, but like eventually this hero feels like the ultimate carry in the late game. Like 50 minutes plus, this Faceless Void is almost always uncontested. And usually most teams do go for these longer scenarios with the Faceless Void. I've already clicked on him, he already has a Battle Fury queued up.
Let's go.
So that usually means that it will be going late. Like Battle Fury build on Faceless Void is sometimes bought in tandem with an Aghanim Scepter as well. It's a little bit of a newer build, but it does work. We'll see what he goes for.
Well, this game is going to start off. Standard rune trade, it seems. No real big surprises. Oh no, actually they're going to get the 3-1. He failed on the puck to get the pickup, so Aurora will start with a slight advantage for themselves.
Yeah, a pretty good start for them. Like, I mean, 1 bounty rune extra. It is nice, you know, when you're playing offlane, getting a bracer faster, getting the tangos a little bit earlier as well. It does help out.
So T was mentioning this matchup, the Void Spirit versus Puck. What do you think changed? What's been the difference in the approach of the Puck players that's allowed them to play a lot better in this mid lane matchup?
I think a lot of things changed, and I wouldn't say it was necessarily only about the mid lane. I think it's about the way that Void Spirits were playing and about the supports that were being paired with the mid laners. Like this game the draft in this game was actually very fun to watch because there were so many little things when it comes to the mid laner that activated the support picks as well. Like on one side, Puck is picked, but you have a Rubik into the Puck, right? And it's considered like a pretty strong hero into the Puck because you have insta-lift, insta-disable, and you can steal anything from Puck. It's good. And it's good versus the Puck. But on the other side, what do they get in response? They get this guy. They get a Silencer, who is also good versus the Void Spirit, but he's also good into the Rubik, because it prevents the Rubik from spamming his spells in the lane. It prevents the Rubik from spamming spells in general, and there is nothing great to steal from him. So it's like this mid lane is about 4 heroes, not only the 2 on mid.
So far, it's relatively even in this matchup. Not too much going down here. For Aurora, of course, they're going to be trying to get into that Spirit Vessel for this hero.
That's one thing that I'm wondering. Will he complete the Vessel?
I mean, the enemy team has a Bristle.
I hope so. I hope that he completes it. I feel like Void Spirits for me currently, when they... Oh, bot lane, Kataomi. Oh, so close.
Fine.
But yeah, I like the Vessel gold, all I'm saying. I like when they complete it, when they don't go earn into an instant Aghanim Scepter or something.
Down bottom, we do see this Faceless Void. As you said, farming in to get his Battle Fury. Should be a lane where he... There's no way to just stop. Like, Rubik MOUZ is not going to stop the Faceless Void from farming, right?
Well, on paper they shouldn't, but they do have a couple of nice spells, right? Like you can spam him with Fate Bolt once you get level 2 on it. You have Lift into Spear or Spear into a Lift afterwards. There's some kill potential. Like, this is a volatile lane. And one hero that I truly didn't expect to see all too much in Dota after the patch was Silencer. But a couple of position 5s are really adamant at playing this guy. I mean, he's a strong, decent laner with glaives. Global is good, of course, as well. Kiritich.
A little bit of a skirmish here around this Lotus Pool. They spear Kiritich away, but he just time walks right back in. The lift will be there, but WS, is he going to have the damage? Beautiful God's Rebuke. Kataomi, though, is going to be the one that draws the first blood and probably going to get himself a double kill here.
Yeah, double kill. He had 14 extra int, by the way, from the glaives, so he was hitting really hard as well on the Silencer. They failed twice. Like, the first time they didn't manage to spear the Faceless Void to the tree, which would have given them a free Lotus, Miro top, and then they didn't lift him out of the pool as well.
That's bad. Miro almost died in the top lane. The Fatal Bonds on the wave will end, and Bristleback will live. Does have a salve to play with as well, so not too bad what happened in the top lane.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of a build Miro goes for. I feel like there's 2 options that, to me, look pretty good. Lotus feels alright, and BKB. Like early Lotus or early BKB. He can go for one or the other, and I feel like both will have a lot of impact. Doesn't feel like a super easy Bristled game, though. They have Mars with the Spear to turn him around, and they also have Void Spirit, right? So you have 2 ways of dealing with the back of the Bristle.
You also have Rubik and the Tiny, just lots of displacement for this Bristleback. Will end up annoying him throughout the game. Kiritich, they're just chilling. What do you want to see from Kataomi here? Is this a Glimmer Cape game? Well, he might die first. He'll have time to consider his itemization. Thrown towards the corner, Blood Grenade will be there as well, but Mira also falling very low. Kiritich might be able to kill him off. One more right click is all he needs, but the body blocks of WS prevent him from closing the gap. Still, Kataomi gets the kill.
Yeah, the Blood Grenade all bashes. They're connecting. To be a good Faceless Void player, of course, you have to bash well. Like, it's one of the prerequisites. You have to be very good with your time lock spell.
It's a juicy wave here for Kiritich. It will come underneath the tower. GPK.
Top lane as well. Warlock dropping really low.
Probably gonna die here. Miro turns his back and gets off the final Quill Spray. Not sure if Miro will live through this. That was actually really close. They had to cliff the wave, yeah.
Silencer is stopped, by the way. They're thinking about getting an extra kill, but Bristleback is way too low for this play, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And the scan.
He had a sentry that he might have wanted to use, but
mid lane
just gets back to safety as mid.
And Mikoto got 6 before Puck. Like, he used the first Astral Step on him. They're trying, but
Will GPK be able to get on top of this rune here? Makoto gets silenced up. Oh, nice little Aether Remnant. They'll still be able to get the Acorn shot out.
Well, the Acorn shot was there, but the stun from the lift prevented the bushwhack. So they couldn't really catch.
Nice little play there from Mira.
Still though, Kataomi denied the rune. Of course, it's -6. I was just waiting to see like how many heroes will converge on the mid lane. Almost all the supports, only Warlock was left remaining on the top lane.
Like that Kataomi is building these drums. I mean, you were mentioning that they want to be able to scale with Kiritich, but I do think that they will need some like sort of mid-game items so they can actually fight against Aurora.
The drums are fine. It's a silencer, you can buy anything.
GPK makes his first rotation to the bottom lane. Dreamcoil thrown out onto WS. Needs a couple of more right clicks to find this kill. He'll eventually die to the illusory orb. GPK did decide to jaunt to it though. Immediately into the Aether Remnant of Makoto. He punishes him with the Astral Step. And even gets tipped for his efforts.
I mean, I understand that tip because it wasn't really necessary for him. It was a pretty free kill. It should have been a free kill, not a free trade for Aurora, a trade that they won. Like you traded a kill on the Mars for the Puck, who TP'd bottom as well to make that happen. A very nice counterplay.
That'll buy Makoto some boots so he can start going towards the phase boots. Already has his Urn of Shadows and 2 charges. At the same time, save makes sure that the Shrine of Wisdom is not stolen away. There will be a spear back onto Kataomi. They didn't leave with Kaori. They kept the Warlock around. So they have the 3 heroes around. Easy kill on the Silencer.
When it comes to control, Aurora have an insane amount of it, right? Like every single hero more or less brings something to that department, so they'll be able to catch heroes, and just sitting next to a tower as a silencer trying to delay the push is not going to work.
See a lot of those stacks being made in the jungle by Save. Just save things. It's gonna soften up one of these creep waves. As bottom, Kiritich getting the salve up for himself. We'll see if they decide after clearing out their triangle to bring Save down bottom to try and make a play. He does almost have the level 6 actually, so we have Sharpshooter available. Massive increase in damage.
Massive increase in damage, but at the same time kind of sad, right? Because their damage is a bit lacking right now. You have Faceless Void with Chronosphere, but it's gonna take a while before he's online. And the support, Silencer and Hoodwink. Hoodwink brings a lot, but Silencer does not. These mid-game fights might be a bit difficult for Radiant.
Aurora's will TP out with Mira, goes to the top lane. They see Miro here, Nightfall. Hits him with the Avalanche. They bring him back with the Aether Remnant. And Mira from the TP on the tier 2, able to get the kill. But they're going to try and turn this into a death on Kaori. As they use the first Sharpshooter of the game, justifying the rotation of the Hoodwink.
Puck is still around and about, but probably won't connect completely. Waiting for perhaps the minute 10 rune. I don't think that they can play too much around the Faceless Void. It just doesn't contribute a lot. Chronosphere at this point, it's a spell, but not particularly useful one offensively. I think these 3 heroes need to play around the Bristle more than anything else.
Gonna try going to Mira here. GPK does yet again leap onto the high ground. Mira's being healed up though by Kaori. Also had access to a pretty decent stick, so he's A-okay. It's just a Dream Coil that gets wasted. They even bring WS around just to make sure they can secure the rune.
Well, let's see, 10 seconds. They have full control of the bot rune, but the top one should be free for Puck.
Arcane Curse and Lost Word thrown out onto Makoto. Will be an illusion rune. WS will actually throw out the arena. Catches both of the supports of Bedboom within it. Neither of whom are able to escape. Beautiful spell casting. Aurora get the 2 kills immediately. Get the level 6 on Kaori, drop the golem down, and start pushing the tier 1 tower.
I'd like to see the stats of Kaori and all other warlocks when it comes to the downtime of golem. Like the moment he got it, bam, on the tower instantly. And he always does it. Like he gets the ult, he tosses it on the tower, secures the tier 1, and then starts farming with the golem.
They haven't been able to finish the tier 1 though, as they return from their deaths. Kataomi threw a blood grenade on Makoto already. GPK is here, but doesn't have Dream Coil just yet.
Yeah, they did force the Bristle back, right? From the top lane down to mid. Still, the tower is gone.
So talk to me about this combination of the MOUZ plus the Warlock relative to the MOUZ plus the Phoenix.
It's all right. I don't think it's as impactful like the Mars plus the Warlock as Mars Phoenix is. Like Mars Phoenix is one of those. Like, I think it's possibly the strongest combo that you can have with the Mars. At some point it was Dark Willow as well, but Mars Warlock honestly is still pretty solid. Like you have Fatal Bonds to work with, you have Chaotic Offering in the arena, and eventually even Upheaval. It's very strong, it's very good. The difference of course is Warlock is a bit more exposed. If he gets gone on, usually there is no real counterplay for the Warlock player himself.
See if he decides to buy like some Blink, Glimmer, Aeon Dusk, I don't know.
A Refresher, Glimmer, like Warlock is on both sides. The position 5s are very free with the itemization mid lane.
First chrono of the game. Oh, that's not Kiriti, that's Kataomi. Just getting a free kill with the help of GPK and them. They didn't even have to commit that much, really. It was a Sharpshooter, a Dream Coil. The cooldowns on these spells not very long.
No global committed basically is what I'm hearing here, right? Like that's the big one. It's like 2 minutes, I believe. Yeah, exactly 2 minutes cooldown on the global silence.
They did bring the supports down bottom. They were maybe thinking about using the global once the Sharpshooter came back online. Unfortunately for them, some very nice wards in their jungle. Make sure that WS knows that this approach is coming.
Rubik, Mira.
Might be in trouble. There's the Chronosphere. It lands onto 2. Haven't used global just yet. Bushwhack goes out onto the Mars. Sharpshooter will connect onto him as well. But not enough follow-up damage.
Void is coming.
Yeah.
The Void Spirit, that is.
There's going to be the arena thrown out. Global Silence will be there, though. So the spells from Makoto will not be emerging just yet. Spear of Mars will miss, but Nightfall comes out of nowhere. Shows up with the Avalanche, stalls out Kiritich, and they drop the Golem on his head. Kaori with another kill for himself. Save, not going to be allowed to escape here, as Makoto cleans him up as well.
This is, once again, Kaori 101. The Golem, the moment it was off cooldown, was used the same, like literally the same second. He's finding a lot of use out of it. The global was fine, but I think they pushed their luck a little bit too much under a tier 1 tower of Aurora. Like, not really the best play after Chronosphere has been used already. They wanted it. They wanted this trade. They wanted to force out the arena. It's just that Faceless Void, like you said, also got caught out a little bit by the tiny rotation too. Nightfall, a bit different than in the last game. I feel like in the last game, on the tiny, he was very silent for the first 15 minutes. He never moved. Already one pretty solid rotation by him.
I like to see Aurora trying to play as fast as humanly possible, given, like you said, it's going to take some time for the damage to start ramping up from Bitboom. So in this moment, play aggressively. And WS picks up a Yule Scepter. Doesn't want to play with the Blink, knowing the danger of playing into Global Silence.
The Yule Scepter actually will be bought on the Void Spirit as well, top lane, Void Spirit.
Gonna go towards Miro. Aether Remnant. Not gonna be used just yet because the response is quickly streaming in from Bedroom team. They get out the Dream Coil. Makoto, though, does have a Haste Rune. Will not be able to catch up to this Void Spirit.
Because of the Haste Rune, this is fine. But in any other scenario, like this is the best case for Bedboom. Bristleback gets gone on, he baits them a little bit out of position, and then you strike back. He's got Consecrated Wraps, he's insanely tanky. They're still going on him.
Yeah, they are indeed. There's going to be a Bushwhack to try and save him. Makoto looking towards save, as Mira only able to steal the Scurry. At the same time, though, they are smoked up from Aurora. They're coming in with Kaori and WS. They don't have the Chaotic Offering, but they do have Arena. It's going to come out, catching both supports. The Global Silence will be there, but they got the Fatal Bonds first. So this damage output will ensure both supports end up dying. Nightfall found an Avalanche, throwing Kiritich back towards his team. They did get a kill on Mira at the very least, but Makoto jumps in, huge Resonant Pulse with the Aether Remnant onto Kiritich. They kill the Void. He is gone. But they did lose Nightfall in the trade for this one. Can they escape? Miro throwing in a ton of damage here. Almost bringing down WS. GPK with the right clicks looking for them, but Makoto, Resonant Pulse back online, goes back onto GPK, kills him off. He does at the very least manage to bring down WS. But at the end of the day, Mikoto cleans up Miro, makes it a team wipe, and sets Aurora up for massive success.
Right, like this was a full team fight in the end. Even though Hoodwink and Silencer have respawned, it was a pretty long fight this early on in the game. The Fatal Bonds were perfect. Not only did they clip on the heroes, they clipped on the Ancient stack nearby. So the Ancients were also taking damage and spreading it as well. Bristleback, you could see how long he was able to stick around, but Shadow Word trumping all the damage from Radiant. Actually maxed out Shadow Word, just healing a little bit too much this early on for Aurora. It's a pretty big heal.
This is great. And they also kept Kiritich away from the fight for so long.
He had no chrono. Like, you're joining this fight as a Faceless Void. I feel like your biggest contribution to the fight is actually time dilation. Everything else more or less is not super relevant, and they have, like every single hero we mentioned, has some sort of a disable. So it's not easy for Faceless Void to play here.
This was Mikoto really ramping up the damage with this Virtus Void Spirit. He did actually skip the Spirit Vessel.
Yep.
Went Jules, going for the Aghanim shot now.
I guess one of the main reasons why he can still buy the Vessel, by the way, eventually, but he does need a Yules. Like, he is playing into Global Silence, so you always need a Yules, a BKB, or a Lotus. So far, they already have 2 ways of dispelling, right? Like one Yules on the Mars and one on the Void Spirit as well.
They're coming forward, smoked up. They have the Global Silence ready again. GPK has the Dream Coil. Kaori might be the only one that they find here, as they got the Astral Step out with the Void Spirit. GPK still wanting to chase, though.
He wants
nice
more.
little Aether Remnant to just pull the puck away from the Void Spirit. So he gets out, but they do manage to get a quick kill on Kaori.
He wanted more. Like, you could see that Puck was chasing some stragglers behind, but not going to happen this time around. Bristle just leading the charge. This is the playstyle that you need to have as a Bristleback.
Just charging forward, consecrated reps. He just picked up the Aghanim shard, going straight for the BKB. He did do a lot of damage in that last fight, so
He did.
the longer he just keeps surviving. Could be game-changing later on.
It's already playing, I think, according to the strategy for Bedroom, because you need someone that can single-handedly more or less pressure the maps. That opens up space for Faceless Void to find his farm. We've seen a couple of games where Faceless Void just literally never comes online. And that has always been the problem of this hero. Buybacks, Aegis, and just being crushed in the early stages.
Oh, beautiful Avalanche coming in from Nightfall. Unfortunately, didn't have the follow-up damage. WS wasn't there in time with the Arena, but he finally gets it out. It's going to be the 2 supports who end up losing their lives. And Mira does steal an Arcane Curse on the way out. That's not so bad.
Okay. I want to see Hoodwink and Silencer as far away from one another as possible top lane.
Miro will have the ability to take the tier 1 tower. The question is, will he have the ability to escape? They're on top of him with these Aurora heroes. Upheaval is there as well, making sure he cannot run away. Chronosphere not gonna come out. The Yule Scepter was good from Mikoto, but eventually the Chrono will drop. Do they have the damage? Yes, they do with GPK's help. Dream Coil dropped onto 2, but they get what they came for, the Void Spirit kill. And looks like they'll be able to get out safely.
A very good play by Kiritich, as long as he doesn't fall here. There's a Tiny.
He doesn't know that Nightfall is here. There's going to be the Avalanche. The toss is going to be up as well. Kiritich jumping forward, negating all of that damage. But Mira stole the Time Walk, so he does the same thing to Kiritich.
Having a Time Walk on Rubik feels so damn good. Like, this is also one of those things when you get the Shard or the Aghanims on Rubik, like everything pumps up your Time Walk even more. It feels really nice to be able to jump in, Fade Bolt everyone, stun everyone, and then get out, but like lift the target or not. Good play by Kiritich in general. I think he actually did see the Tiny. He had the Sentry and a Ward, so he was just waiting for that initial burst to happen so he can negate it with the Time Walk and with Time Dilation. Usually, whenever you have Chrono, you should be using it. This early on, even if you get 1 kill, it's worth it.
Yules out onto Kataomi. WS also has the Blink Dagger now as well, so easy setup on the Silencer. Will open up space for Nightfall to keep pushing. He took the tier 1 tower top. We'll see if they can get more here, but I think he just wants to finish his Silver Edge at this point.
He can finish the Silver Edge, but he can also play the map. He can continue hunting the supports. Distiller.
Hunt down onto this Hoodwink. Distiller, Yules, Nightfall gets the kill.
The supports are just not having fun on Bad Boom. Combined, they have died 11 times already. 20 minutes in, it's not looking great. They're just finding them so easily. A couple of Force Staffs maybe could come in handy, maybe a Glimmer Cape as well.
Curry will steal the Shrine of Wisdom as well. On the other side, Mira gets the other one. It's not the earlier one, so not as important, but still pretty good. So I was about to ask you about the Silver Age earlier, right? That given that they're playing into Bristleback,
Yep.
do you actually ever go back for the Blink Dagger on Tiny, or do you just persist in getting as much out-and-out damage as possible to kill him during the break?
The argument, I guess, for getting a Blink Dagger here would be the Silencer. Like, if you can jump the Silencer with the Blink and blow him up immediately, the Blink would pay itself off. But I feel like in the last game you had Oracle, who's maybe a little bit of a different breed of support. He's also a backline support, but he needs to be in position in the backline. Silencer can be sitting in the fountain. So there's a chance you buy the Blink Dagger and it basically does nothing. I think this itemization of Silver Edge into BKB into Harpoon might be a little bit better for the Tiny this time.
First Tommy of the game being taken. It will go towards Kaori. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Pretty much, because Rubik, in the previous patches, this shard of his was okay, but the hero was so bad that no one was even buying it. Like, you had to get so much mobility, so many items to make him work. Shard and Rubik now is good.
Mikoto could be in some danger here. Nice spear from WS, pushing back these heroes of Bedboom, allowing Mikoto to just get out of that Dream Coil. It's a 4k gold lead right now for Aurora. Mikoto just wants to be able to finish that Aghanim Scepter, and then I imagine they're going to start really forcing fights around the map.
He's buying the Time Dilation Shard on Faceless Void, by the way. That's going to be his item after the Manta. That's what he has queued up at least.
You like it? We'll talk about it in a second, because Miro's getting tossed towards Aurora here. They should be able to bring him down. It's just going to take a while here. Everybody's too healthy for him to realistically kill any of them off. Spear back towards a wall. Quick kill for Mira.
He did manage to complete the BKB, by the way, just before he died, so he's literally losing very little with his death right there. And the BKB, of course, is on time. I feel like they're going to have this pretty big power spike. BKB Puck, BKB Bristle, Manta on the Faceless Void.
Mikoto builds up onto GPK.
Oh, okay.
Early BKB from him, but he does not want to have any of the smoke.
Yeah, but Rubik was so far away. Like, they didn't really have any follow-up. He possibly could have just gotten away, but he didn't want to risk it. This first stages, it seems like it will not be contested, even though they do have the Chronosphere available. Back to the Shard, I like it, by the way. I think it's pretty good on Faceless Void, especially when you have a Silencer as well on your side.
Keep hunting them, guys. We are not farming creeps anymore. Keep hunting.
That's what I want to hear from my offlaner. After picking up a couple items, it's like, yeah, keep hunting. And it feels good to be able to do so. You do not want to take the chance of getting super late in an even game with a Faceless Void, so right now, when you are strong, keep doing this. And they almost have the Aghanim Scepter now for Mikoto.
The Silence as well on the other side, right? Like, we've talked about the Global Silence on one side. This is a mini version. It's a pretty good AoE silence from the Void Spirit that you kind of always want to buy into a Puck, but also into a Faceless Void. Silence has truly hurt this hero quite a lot.
There it is. Ags is online.
Rubik.
Mira will find himself in an awkward position on the high ground here. Oh, he actually has the stolen phase shift. He's going to try and buy some time here. Aether Remnant pulls back Miro, but GPK comes in just to guarantee the kill on Mira.
He is really not having a game on Rubik when it comes to stealing spells. Like, up to this point, he had Quill Spray. Now he stole Phase Shift. Phase Shift can come in handy if he had Lift Shard, but
he did steal Time Walk that one time, though.
He did. Time Walk is good.
Well, used now on Mikoto. will be able to try and get himself away. Has a shield rune active though, so very hard to kill him. Down on the other side of the fight though, Nightfall having to box with Miro, who has a BKB and is just charging down the tiny bristleback. Showing dominance. Miro just really strong right now. That's going to be the first life taken from Nightfall. Puck extremely low for GPK. He's on 80 HP. Will he be able to get out of here? No. Mikoto brings him down with the Resonant Pulse. Now they want to chase for more. Miro with another stolen time walk. Hoping to find somebody near the river. But they've all managed to get away from the side of Bedroom.
Damn, he's super committed on the puck. Like, he went so damn deep, and he was already sitting on almost no HP. That was a bit mad. I guess the idea was they had a chronosphere, so he was trying to cook something up for a better chrono, for the Faceless Void to go in. But these heroes are way too tanky for him to just drop the chrono. Golem, by the way, is back off cooldown.
Tier 2 towers being siege middle. Kataomi's far away from the rest of his crew, just waiting for the global to come back online. Mikoto doesn't know that he's right in front of him, so it's going to be safe on Kataomi. And this tier 2 tower is falling really low middle. I imagine if they take another fight in the area, which they want to do, then Kaori will be happy to just like throw the golems back towards pushing mid.
He's breaking some records, by the way, with the golem being unused. His own records, at least. In some other games, he would drop it on a neutral camp at this point. It's just like he can't. I think there is something in him that is forcing him to just use the golem.
It's a part of his contract. Every second that the golem is off cooldown, it's like, I don't know, we take $1 out of your prize pool.
I mean, he definitely... you don't get to see this often in Dota, but he has redefined the way a certain hero is being played, right? Like, you saw it with some different heroes, different mid players back in the day, but he definitely redefined how most players approach Warlock mid lane.
And they're going directly onto this GPK puck. They have Nightfall there, but the BKB will emerge from this puck, so he is A-OK. Yule Scepter on to save. They'll try to bring him back. They stole the Bushwhack too. With the Aether Remnants, Mikoto will have the damage.
They're just hunting them. Just like WS said, this is their go time. They don't have an Aegis any longer, but they can take one tower, one objective after another. The downside of having a very strong late game hero, which is the Faceless Void, is the fact that his mid game is pretty weak.
Another tier 2 tower is being assaulted down on bottom. The wave was being pushed in by WS. It's Miro. Not sure if Nightfall scouted him, but he's not going to go after him anyway. Wants to be able to finish off his own farm, get closer towards having the harpoon, make sure that he's capable of scaling as well. Do we have the Blink Dagger almost complete for Mira? Feels like that's been one of the things that's been lacking. If he can get this Blink Dagger, find the Silencer potentially at the early portion of the fight, make it so much easier for WS to catch up and kill him.
Oh, Mikoto might kill him. Top lane, Silencer is caught, and so is Hoodwink.
Hoodwink is caught first. Hoodwink is going to end up being brought down. And Kataomi, he's going to be joining his compatriot in the fountain. I mean, you said you want them to play far apart from each other. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to guarantee their safety.
Yeah, at this point, when I said it, it was because of the arena. The arena was always catching both of them. And at this point, I feel like the supports have died so many times that they're so poor that they don't have any defensive abilities of their own. Like, Hoodwink usually, even with just Scurry, is very difficult to take down, very difficult to catch. It's an elusive hero. But 7 deaths already on the Hoodwink in this game.
How much does a game change when Puck is actually able to pick up the Blink Dagger?
It changes a little bit. Like, because then BKB? Okay. He was scanned, by the way, so maybe this BKB was even necessary. Void Spirit was getting really close. When you get a blink on Puck, which they do now, there's a different way of playing, right? Like, you can actually jump the backlines. One of the problems that they've got on their draft is offlane Bristle. He's a full-on just head-on tank. He's a bait. He's a hero that just tanks up, but he doesn't initiate very well.
Now they're going to try to do that initiation, like you said, with Blink Dagger up. Kaori and Mira right in front of him. One has Glimmer, one has Blink, so they are able to play this. WS is waiting with the Yule Scepter if needed. And Nightfall is also showing up. They're going in. GPK does still have the BKB ready to go if needed.
This time around, he was a little bit more careful with it. The next fight might be difficult for them unless they find a Warlock. Because if you use Chrono on anyone, he will just use the Golem on top of you. So the Faceless Void, even with the BKB, will not be able to hit the targets inside.
Time Walk stolen again by Mira. Just messing with Kiritich a bit. This Faceless Void has been avoiding dying. Gotten quite a bit of farm here.
I think the big power spike as well for him is the level 20 talent. Like, he gets to hit real hard in the Chronosphere, and you can see that they're kind of going all in for it. The drums on the Silencer, plus the Solar Crest next on the Silencer as well. They'll have a lot of attack speed for the Faceless Void.
Smoke up right now by Aurora as well as by Bedboom. We are going to have a pause. It's a 10k net worth lead. I mean, this is a game that has Faceless Void in it. They still don't have like the most absurd damage inside the bubble. They'll have to focus like a specific target, right? Not like you can just kill everybody at once. They don't have the Warlock, for example.
No, that was one issue that they had with the Faceless Void pick in the end. I think this is one of those games where Faceless Void is actually the damage in the Chrono. There isn't really a lot of it. Like, you can argue that Sharpshooter helps. It does, but it's not massive.
Nightfall comes through. There's going to be a global silence, but they've already lost out on their Hoodwink for save. Kiritich watching as he sees the MOUZ in front of him inside a Yule Scepter. BKB will be popped by the MOUZ right now. Kiritich getting jumped upon. Chaotic Offering on top of his face. Not enough damage to kill him off just yet. This BKB of WS is about to finish, but at the same time, Nightfall jumps onto Kataomi. They kill the Silencer. Miro able to clean up on the MOUZ and try to TP out, but his BKB ends just in time. He gets caught, and it's a triple kill for this tiny Chronosphere on the backlines. It's not enough. Kiritich was trying to bring down Mikoto, just did not have the burst damage.
They don't have any sort of a damage. They don't have burst damage, they don't have overtime damage. There's just no damage at this point on the lineup of Bedboom. Puck in the back is trying to actually deal with the Rubik. He doesn't even manage to solo out the Rubik. And sure, you managed to kill the Mars, but his job was done. Like, he used all of his spells. He prevented you from hitting anyone else for such a long time. Meanwhile, Nightfall, like, we haven't really talked too much about the tiny Puck.
Mikoto. What can you do here? Puck gonna try to get out, goes to the right-hand side.
Racks are gone. The first set is gone already.
GBK doesn't have a TP either.
He was thinking about going for Throne, by the way, on the tiny. He moved towards the tier 4s.
Dude, Mikoto's just making sure GPK can't come home. He might actually be able to kill him. The Astral Step did quite a bit of damage. He has 180 HP left on the Puck. GPK, can he get out of here? The urn was ticking him lower and lower.
Mars is
does survive. Mars comes through. Aether Remnant doesn't connect, but the spear does. WS finds him in the trees, while the Tiny was just demolishing your base.
Dude, the Remnant was so close but didn't connect. The Rebuke was also so close but didn't connect. They still got him. Yep. Their take on this game, Wee's take on this game, WS's that is, was pretty correct. Just hunt them, just go one kill after another. AC on Tiny. They just bulked up and that's it.
Also have a Bloodstone on Mikoto, so he's also much harder to kill. Bushwhack out onto Nightfall with the Sharpshooter hit. Not enough to threaten him just yet, and there's no Chrono for 25. They're going to be able to quickly burst through save. Kiritich jumping in, trying to get the bashes out on the Tiny, but WS got a beautiful spear, throwing Kiritich towards the trees. He cannot keep up the right clicks, even during the global silence. And they still have the Blink, BKB, and the ultimate from the MOUZ. This could be very scary. They will decide, though, to not push the envelope too much. They know that the Puck is about to come back. He does have Dream Coil. Faceless Void has Chrono again.
Yep. They want to reset. BKBs were used, of course, as well. They will have the Chaotic Offering very soon, too. And that's the first fight where Faceless Void, I believe, had Shard. In the previous one, he did not. It's a cool concept, like just buying the Shard this early on to get some extra damage as well. But it didn't feel like a whole lot.
Yet again, WS actually really played that well. Just waiting for the time walk before the spear. So now we're 18k in for Aurora, 35 minutes. They are gonna smoke. Kiritic does not know that this is coming his way. Mikoto's the one leading the charge. We'll see the puck now. They ping him in the lane, and he walks right into them. He's forced into popping the BKB. Already at half HP right now. My goodness.
Arena
WS on the back lines with a huge arena. They're looking towards trying to bring down GPK, but the Dream Coil holding back these heroes from Aurora. There's Kiritic with the Chronosphere looking towards Mikoto. Kaori, though, drops the Chaotic Offering, buying time for Mikoto. Now they get the lift out onto Kiritic. Nightfall is here as well. WS found the spear. Kiritic is gone. Miro does at least get the trade onto Mikoto.
Okay, load the sphere.
But nothing else happens. Chrono was stolen by Mira, missed completely. At the same time, save. He's gonna get found out on the far side next to Kataomi. So it's a 3-for-1 exchange. Aurora, despite missing the Chrono, despite not finding their priority target in GPK, actually get a much more favorable trade than they anticipated.
They're still chasing, by the way. Mars TP'd top. They could have went into the pit, but why? They take objectives so damn quickly. Mars is already out pushing top. He needs to... Okay, they have a creep wave mid, so they don't actually have to outpush top. This is another set of racks. Maybe... Okay, there's a tier 2 bottom, so it's not game. But there's no Chrono. And by the way, that Chrono usage was pretty spot on by Faceless Void. He caught the Void Spirit on the edge and separated with the Chrono his whole team. Like, you couldn't ask for a better Chrono, and it still didn't work.
GPK. He had to use BKB in that last fight to escape, which means it's not available any longer. Nightfall now, godlike on this Tiny. Okay, what do you do? What's the plan now?
The plan is buy damage. You need more damage. It is not good enough, you know? Maybe some Parasma on Puck. That's why he was there, by the way. He died next to the shop. He was about to complete it. He was not saving. I don't think you can save for buyback or anything like such. You just need damage. And like, you could argue that the build itself from Faceless Void kind of brought them to this situation. If he had like Jakiro or Invoker from mid lane. Oh, Faceless Void, Kiritic.
Okay, Makoto's on him, but he does have BKB. He's chilling. He's fine. Do you think it would have been easier if he had gone for Mjolnir?
It's hard to say, but on his own, he would be able to deal more damage for sure.
Makoto, oh my goodness. He sets up for a play onto save underneath the outpost. WS TP's on top of it. And he tried to get himself to the low ground with the sharpshooter. But save will nonetheless end up dead. Makoto's playing out of his mind. This is an incredible Void Spirit game.
Everyone is on Aurora. There's a Satanic level 25 Tiny hitting your high ground, by the way, down bot. Even with the buybacks, defending this might be a bit rough. Parasma is up on Puck at least, so they have some extra damage, and that level 20 talent on Faceless Void that we talked about.
The 20 talent, the Chrono, and the Aghanim Shard. He has the full Manta, so let's see what he can do. WS, nice spear toss back onto Miro, but Miro's still very tanky. There's gonna be a Chronosphere looking towards Kaori. Can he kill him inside the bubble? No, he cannot. Kaori's still alive. Eventually, though, will be bashed down into death. But that was the entire BKB of the Faceless Void. Bristleback caught inside the arena as Mikoto goes outside of the fight. He wants to try and bring in Kiritic. Forces back the Faceless Void. He jumps away. Nightfall just holding back Miro. This Bristleback is extremely tanky. He will not die. WS does get the kill outside of the fight onto the puck. Miro, though, finally runs down Mira. Okay. Nightfall might be left behind here, surrounded by all of these heroes. They are right-clicking into him. Mikoto not going to be able to enter the fight because Kiritic is right-clicking him. Dropping the time dilation, he at least goes to bring down Kataomi. But the entire time, they do manage to get the Aegis. WS, can he save his Tiny? Oh, beautifully done. Two heroes caught inside the Spear of Mars. Kiritic just dies to the damage of Nightfall. Miro, no more BKB available. How tanky are you really? Well, you might be tanky, but they're ignoring him for a moment, looking towards getting Kataomi, the easier grab for themselves. And eventually they succeed in that endeavor. Miro, now he's the one that's left alone. He's the one that's broken. He's the one that's killed. GG is called. Half the duration of game one, but we are going to a decider. Aurora secure the game 2 victory.
I gotta say, this last fight from Bedboom did surprise me. Like, considering they used the full chrono and the BKB from Faceless Void just on Warlock.
I was supposed to correct you there.
God damn it. All right, just go to the game. Thank you so much. I'll have to just go. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Slacks. Enigma might have been banned, but KP still is the real Enigma. And here we go, Big Liz. It's game 3. Aurora Gaming looking for their first grand finals. Bedboom trying to get back into the grand final that they've won in the past. Who do you back here? Do you back Aurora with the best carry player in the world? Or do you back Bedboom with the best carry player at this tournament?
Looking at the lanes, I see some really good lanes for Bedboom. And like through the tournament, through many tournaments, we have discussed the laning prowess of this team. They're just way too good in the laning stage and converting that advantage into just suffocating you in the mid game, right? Like there is no space there. You can't take any objectives when they get good lanes for them. And it's a Huskar into a Puck. It's a pretty damn difficult matchup for the Puck. Top lane, you have a Bat into an Ursa and a Warlock, and a Hoodwink as well is top. So there's just so much kill potential. The only kind of X factor for me is this bot lane. We'll see how much Techies plus Mars will be able to do, because Techies is actually really good into the monkey for multiple reasons. Like, not only the damage that you get from Blast Off, Taser works really nicely. Like, you get the Dispel and the Disarm.
Yeah. Taser is kind of a ridiculous spell, honestly. Very much looking forward to seeing how Mira is going to be able to play with this. Unfortunately, you know, we heard the panel talking about it. The fact that these heroes and the way that the lanes are set up don't really allow for people to move mid and help the puck if things start going wrong.
Yep. Like, out of all of the teams, I feel like it's actually Bedboom that do that the most. Like, when a Huskar is played against them, they're the ones... panel talked about Wind Ranger. They did that last game. Also, I remember the game in which they used Ringmaster plus Dragonite versus a Huskar as well. Killed him multiple times in the mid lane. So they don't shy away from it. But no one is really copying their tech right now. Maybe they patented it.
We'll see how it all pans out for them. This mid lane, we already see GPK able to tick Makoto down extremely low. Only one tango remaining on this puck, and GPK. We've all been here. This Huskar lane. You just like, team, help?
I have one hero in my ban list. Only one.
Huskar?
Yeah. And it still goes through every fucking game.
But you've been a day one Huskar hater for like a long time.
I have been, but to be honest, I don't hate the hero as much as I used to. I do believe that the Huskar in the current state is a way more of a fair hero to face against. It's still a lane bully, like he still dominates most matchups, but at least there's no built-in Dispel from the get-go. Like, built-in Dispel on Huskar from level 1 was just ridiculously stupid.
3 wins for the Huskar at this tournament. Of course, the one loss was when Bedboom played against the Huskar. So they know how to win with it, they know how to beat it. And bottom, Kiritic, obviously seeing how good he can be on this Monkey King. That's maybe the one thing you can say, that they don't have the greatest amount of tools to keep multiple heroes within the Wukong's command in this game.
They don't, but they don't have to. I feel like the way that they can play is around the lasso. They can play around the Huskar. Eventually, Huskar can buy himself an Aghanims as well. So individual control is there. The area control definitely isn't for Radiant. So their team fight is basically where I'm getting to, is not that incredible. But this isn't a draft that's made to team fight. That's not what they drafted for. They drafted for lane domination into skirmish domination.
So what you're saying is that Batrider should rush Aghanim Scepter, I hear.
I hope not. And I'm interested in seeing what his item build will be. It has switched up a little bit. Like, most players aren't going for the basic Boots of Bearing that they did in the last patch almost every game. I feel like Collapse was the one that kind of started the trend, playing this Bat again on the offlane from position 5 with Boots of Bearing. And then people just followed.
Kiritic already having queued up his normal round of items. Mage Slayer, Desolator. Every single game he's going to be playing this. Unless he's playing Lifestealer, then he might build a little bit differently. 5
last hits, by the way. Oof. That's it. That's what we have for Puck. And he has like a big job to do this game, right? Like he needs to find the Blink Dagger eventually, has to find his way to the Oracle. Like, we talked about the Monkey King and Kiritich. Like this is a pretty good game for him once again because he does have Oracle with him. One of those heroes just absolutely enables the Monkey King.
Oh yeah. Man, look middle. Mikoto ticking super low. He was silenced for a moment. Almost burned out. He should... Or is he going to actually just straight up die? No, he'll be fine. Has the phase shift. But he's expended all of his resources just to survive. Down bottom. Jingu triggered up by Kiritich. Looking towards WS. But WS will be able to get some damage back. Beautiful blast off from Mira in tandem with the spear. Nicely done by Aurora.
I was thinking if... there's like something to be said about Oracle going 1-1-1 in this game. It does hurt you quite a lot, and you don't have a lot of mana on Oracle to utilize Fate's Edict, but you can say that Fate's Edict is really easy to use versus Blast Off. Like you can use it while he's in the air, negate most of the magical damage. So maybe that was an option, but then you don't have any killer potential with the Purifying Flames, level 2.
He does have the level 2 flames right now, but he might go through the twin gate. Now he's just warding to make sure that the twin gate rotation doesn't come towards them. He shouldn't really be concerned about this Batrider lane. There's not really much Warlock and Ursa can do to threaten a Bat, is there? In fact, they might be able to threaten him. Damage coming out with the Acorn shot. They have the Firefly out. Nightfall ticking low. Nightfall is gonna die. Mira does get the blast off counter kill. But so far, well worth it for the side of BetBoom team if they can get out with the Hoodwink, and they do.
They almost get him too. The one thing that Taser at least does not do is stun. It does everything else. It gives you movement speed, it disarms, it dispels, it does damage. It doesn't stun yet though, so Hoodwink at least manages to get away. And so far so good for Aurora on top. Like this is much better than I expected. Nightfall, of course, like when it comes to Ursa, I don't think there's a better carry player objectively on the Ursa. And he knows how to play versus all the counters.
Sometimes, though, the counter is
Miro, top lane, actually. Miro?
Miro? Actually gets ran down by the... How did that happen?
Ooh. He went into the lane without Firefly. It was still on cooldown, so he didn't really have any defense. No mobility.
Oh, well.
He just got ran down.
Nightfall's like, thanks, buddy. Gave back some of the gold you took away from me earlier. This is also while the Hoodwink is away from lane, so you have a lot of time for this Ursa to keep farming top lane.
This top lane, I think, went way better for Aurora than maybe even they expected. This was a pretty good kill now as well.
Save's gonna obviously be doing his stacking shenanigans. For Aurora, what build are we gonna be getting from WS here? Do you think he's gonna go for the Yules again with the Blink? Or is he just gonna go straight Blink BKB?
I think straight Blink is also fine. This game. I think Yule Scepter has a lot of value on Radiant, actually. Not really sure who can buy it. I don't think anyone does. Mikoto.
DPK coming in with the dive here. Bushwhack will be there. Mikoto is absolutely dead. And so it begins, Lizard. Level 6 on Huskar.
7 at this point, by the way. 7.5, actually, after the kill. Puck did get something out of the lane. He's sitting on 28 last hits. Honestly, some stacks have been taken by him as well.
That's a homie. Might get punished down bottom. They have a lot of kill potential here. Boundless Strike does come out. Fate's Edict to buy some time, and GPK making his first big rotation. They TP out on this MOUZ. Mira doesn't seem like he'll be so lucky. We'll just tick out to the burn damage of the Huskar.
Top
the other side of the map, save. Try to TP out, but Nightfall should have the damage to rip through the squirrel.
Yeah, he absolutely does. Okay, so they trade position 4s, right? Huskar rotating bottom, getting 1 kill, but not a lot of control, of course, from Radiant. That's something that we mentioned earlier, so just TPing out after you see one of these spells being used is your best option. Versus Huskar, most of the time, that's your only option.
Huskar. Okay, yesterday when we saw Nisha play this hero, we didn't really get to see a fair showing of what the hero is supposed to be about, given the nature of the game. Talk to me build-wise. Yesterday, what did Nisha go? He went Omelette, BKB, he got fed an Aghanim Scepter. Does he need Ags in this game for a little bit more control?
I think he went SNY as well at some point. Aghanims is good. Like, Aghanims is good on Huskar. It just depends on, like, what kind of style you want to be playing. Like, he's playing into a puck. I mean, it's not too bad if you can manage to land your ulti on him at least. So I like it, but I feel like it's a very late item in this particular game for him. Armlet, BKB, maybe even a blink eventually, just being able to jump the backlines and start things off. It's more about the first rush and the first stages for the Huskar and how easily, if at all, he'll be able to get there.
WS doing a fantastic job on this Mars down bottom. As you mentioned earlier, Techies can be very good in the lane against this monkey. WS has taken advantage of this. Getting closer and closer towards that blink. Would be really nice if on the first blink dagger they could get the Ursa involved. Mid lane. Speaking of involvement of multiple heroes, Kaori drops the first golem. And as you said in the previous game, if this spell is available, Kaori will use it at the first opportunity. GPK though was down bottom, looking towards Mira. WS unable to spear him towards a tree, so GPK collects another kill.
He gets the kill, but he isn't really getting a lot out of the map with this move. He needs to go back mid, defend the tower as that golem is pressuring it. And by the way, it will be the blink straight up after the armlet on the Huskar. Something that we didn't mention, like one of those classic build on the Huskar, allows you to play the game very, very actively.
Kaori tips GPK because he had to life break onto the golem. Free gold for this Huskar.
It's a decent chunk of change. You get like what, 150-ish for the golem? It's not bad.
They have a siege wagon here. Aurora gonna have to decide how much effort they want to put into defending this tier 1 tower.
They're smoking up. They want to go. No level 6 on techies and no golem.
And they do have arena though. We'll see if Kataomi can break the smoke. He doesn't have level 6 either, so there's no false promise to bail out GPK if he does get caught. GPK is backed off, not playing in the dangerous area anymore.
And speaking of Kataomi, he had the fantastic Oracle game previously. Like, he did a lot. He's getting gone on, and there you go. Fate's Edict, like, completely negated the blast off.
WS will still find the spear onto him though, pushing him towards Mikoto and the gang. Sharpshooter. Moira. Oh!
Gets him!
Dude.
He was like 70% HP or some shit. Like, what the hell?
Are we sure Save isn't a CS player, dog? This is the second game in a row where he does something crazy like this. Shout out Save.
That was max damage right there, almost. It's ridiculous. Okay, Techies, he is kind of a squishy hero. He's sitting on 780 total, but it still looks nice to get sniped that way.
There's a silver lining for Aurora though, because all of this movement from the Hoodwink has given a lot of space to Nightfall. He's been actually able to keep pace basically with this Huskar on top. Dream Coil from Mikoto onto Save. Miro's here as well. Does have the lasso. They throw it out onto GPK. There's going to be this Huskar coming through to throw in the damage on Mikoto. Mikoto burning lower and lower. They need to run. They find him eventually. So much fire damage between Bat and the Huskar.
Sharpshooter again, by the way.
Nice.
Is that the thing that finished him? I believe so. Puck did die. Arena.
Okay, GPK. Spear.
Armlet though.
Get the armlet toggle during the traversal time, so he is completely fine. The arena will come out, but oh no, the ultimate from GPK puts him inside the arena. WS needs to run. Nightfall does come closer, trying to zone him back on the Huskar. Miro though is on the far side of this Ursa. All of a sudden, Nightfall regretting having gotten involved in this fight. He'll end up losing his life. Miro even tips him. Puck is back. Kaori did drop the ultimate, but WS might be dying first before any of that happens. He's falling so low. The Purifying Flames almost killed him. Does stay alive in the end.
Yeah, Sharpshooter this time around doesn't really connect. Look, I respect Aurora for what they're doing, but is this really the kind of a game that you want to play versus a Huskar? This is the kind of a game, the way it looks. Oh, mid lane Puck.
Nice little dodge onto the life break. Still gonna eat quite a lot of damage though. Oh my god, that's so much. 5 burning spear stacks. Does have phase shift, so he'll be okay.
He'll be fine, but he's fine because Purge missed. Like, the Fortune's End was used on the Huskar, but Huskar didn't get close enough. Like, if there was that route, he was absolutely gone. Be a goner. They have a blink now on Huskar.
They do indeed. Puck, oh, he joins it. He's on the high ground here. They might not have the vision of where the Puck is at, but they have easy grab onto this Warlock. Fortune's End to interrupt the TP. He ends up dead. Bushwhack from Save! Yo, this guy, dog. This guy's the future.
Straight up tips. Like, the Bushwhack was good, but enabled by a high ground ward that he plants, right? Like, he plants the high ground ward, instantly gets the Bushwhack. Bushwhack got buffed, by the way. It's a little bit of a better spell, even without using Scurry. Oh, yeah, it's pretty nice, especially now with the new build. The new build on Hoodwink is most of the time Aetherlance and Chasm, right? Like you get that AoE increase, and it's really good on Hoodwink because it's a huge increase for a spell that usually doesn't have a lot of AoE.
It's Hoodwink hero, and certainly one of the supports of the tournament alongside the Rubik.
And speaking of him, he's going for Yules. I really like this because you are playing, it's not for Puck and the Silences, it's for the Ursa. Every Enrage will be followed by the Yule Scepter by the Hoodwink. Rosh, by the way.
Yep. Not really too much they can do about this. They scan it out on Dire side, so they know this is happening. Hoodwink is standing nearby to make sure that the entry point is blocked off. Still no Blink Dagger on the Mars. We'll still see the Hoodwink. Nice bushwhack. Sharpshooter to push the Hoodwink away. Yeah, and this is over. They have to back.
They don't have techies. I don't think they will contest this. No techies, no Ursa. They're too far. Okay, these lines that they just drew on the map are the best lines that they have had. Like, so far. I feel that they started falling apart a little bit, just trying to fight the Huskar when he's the strongest. Like, whenever Huskar dominates the laning stage, you don't want to poke the bear. Like, you don't want to fight the beast. Just run, split the map, farm as much as possible.
Alright. We'll get found. Oh, hey! Kiritic, what's up, OG? Forgot you were in the game. This always what happens with Huskar games, right? You focus so much attention on the Huskar that one of your side laners is pretty much going to have a free time catching back up. This time around it's Kiritic.
It's both of them, right? Like 8k net worth on the Huskar, 7.3 on the Bat. Kiritic is catching up as well. Mira is scouted.
He is indeed. Kiritic will be able to follow him, and oh, well, you know, it's one thing trying to run away from a Monkey King, but if GPK shows up, yeah, you're dead.
Almost with the disarm, by the way, but not quite.
That was funny to see a Fortune's End follow him across the entire map.
It's kind of a cool play that you can use very often with an Oracle. Like sometimes when you're playing with any hero that initiates, you can precast it. Sometimes if you're playing with a Spirit Breaker, you can cast it on him while he's charging in. It's nice to have. An extra route, of course.
This kill will lead to a tier 1 tower being claimed down bottom.
How tilted do you get when you play versus Huskar? What's your tilt meter from 1 to 10?
1 to 10?
Do you play mid?
It's not so
you
much.
Don't play mid,
I don't
right?
play mid. No, I don't play mid. So my tilt meter is maybe like a 7 because I see my mid is feeding. Then I'm like, dude, what do you want me to do, bro?
Kaori?
I'm trying to farm as much as I can. Kaori will get the TP out. Should be fine inside the fountain.
Yeah, I was forced to use the Shadow Word as well. I'm 10. I'm 10 out of 10 every.
Yeah, but you play mid.
Every time.
Boundless up on top. WS. He picked up this Blink Dagger. He was hoping that his team would be the ones to use it, playing aggressively. Unfortunately, the gank comes towards him. He'll end up losing his life. Mid lane, GPK is not done just yet. Looking towards Mokoto. Found the silence. They have the bushwhack follow-up too. This is all falling apart now, Liz. What do you do? What's the plan to get out of this this vortex of the Huskar?
Is there a blink flying out? Yeah, there is. There's a blink flying out to Ursa. They have Arena plus Techies plus Ursa with a blink. Huskar, it's not a free Huskar game. Even though it looks that way, as he's diving the tier 3s, maybe it is a free Huskar game. Never mind. It's a Huskar after all. They have what it takes. Like sometimes when you're playing versus Huskar, at no point in the game can you threaten him. In this game, like they can. Like Ursa isn't a bad core into the Huskar. It's just that the net worth discrepancy might be a bit too high.
You know which hero does tilt me at 10? Techies, bro. Because I have to lane against the Techies. Then I tilt. And then it's an 11, actually. I lose the lane, I try to go farm, and there's mines everywhere. As bottom first arena of the game comes out onto Kiritic. Nightfall.
Okay, can they get away?
That's the question, because GPK has now shown up, still has access to the Aegis. Save is nearby as well. Kaori forced to drop the Golem. GPK still fighting, gets the false promise. And their burn damage able to tick down WS. Nightfall doing his best to try and run away right now. The jump forward with the Fortunes in. They get the silence, they get the root, they get the kill.
Yeah, one of the best things that you have in your skill set versus an Ursa, of course, on Huskar is the silence, preventing the enrage. Yeah, Nightfall in this situation got a bit greedy. Like, they got the Monkey King kill. He wanted a bit extra. Wanted to go for the Hoodwink, and yeah, didn't work out in the end.
And again, while all these heroes are playing together, Miro was chilling middle, finishing off his bongo boots and BKB.
I love the Forager Oracle, by the way. He's just carrying mushrooms, Ironwood nuts as well. Like, he just gave the mushroom, I believe, to probably... Okay, on Hoodwink it got used. Do you forage?
No. I forage at the shops.
Okay, fair enough.
MOUZ. He is looking like he's in trouble. Nice little blink away from him. They do have an observer ward that scouts GPK or scouts Mikoto up on top, and they found him. Silence is out. Bushwhack is there. Mikoto. He probably thought that, well, they missed the WS kill, so maybe they'll go back. But this observer ward, and guess who planted the ward? Obviously, it's safe.
And the ward is actually running out, by the way. It's 10 seconds remaining. Just enough time to get them that extra kill. Hoodwink is one of those heroes that can play behind enemy lines. Like, you can run through the trees, of course, and it makes warding a lot easier. Bat is hunting.
Doesn't have the blink dagger just yet. Doesn't seem like he'll need it. Flame break out. Spear will miss. Catches the lasso onto Kaori. It's 19-7 right now. It's a 9k gold lead at 20 minutes in against the Huskar draft.
Huskar Gaming.
It's got BKB now as well.
I think they're ready to pressure the tier 2 objectives. Like, tier 2 towers, Tormentor, it's all available for them. Rosh, of course, still is dead. When you're playing this kind of a draft on Huskar, you need the secondary Aegis.
WS in danger here. Kiritich able to jump on top of him. They prop out the Wukong's command. And they're just doing whatever the hell they want, man. Like, Aurora just has to run scared every time one of these Bedboom heroes show.
Kiritich just wanted to play the game as well. He joined. He felt probably a little bit neglected at this point.
Like, I'm on the team too, guys. I've noticed that when Bedboom have their best games, there's games where you can sort of forget that Kiritich is in it, right? For a little bit of time.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
It's a good thing, because when he shows up, all of a sudden he's over-farmed. You're like, what the hell?
The best game for Bedboom are the ones where you don't see Kiritich at all. Seems right. Feels bad, man, though. Mira, blast off. He's trying to joke, but there's just way too much speed on Bat. Maybe he can get away. TP in 5.
Drops a taser behind him, some bombs along the way. We still don't have the blink dagger from Miro.
It's actually out.
It's actually gone. He's
Nice jukes.
Tommy being taken right now. Who will gain the luck? I feel like it's really bad for Aurora. If they get the Hunter's Boomerang, additional spell damage with a Huskar in the game, and that's exactly what they get.
There's a huge difference between the shards, between the Oracle and the Hoodwink. They lucked out. They absolutely lucked out. They're TPing mid immediately after. Like, Kaori, he can't cross the river. Like, you cross the river, let's see. He's trying to hide behind the trees.
Bushwhack will connect. You know why he died, bro? There's a ward in the triangle that saw him going into the river.
And who
Planted the ward?
Another 4 seconds, by the way, and the ward is gone. So second time someone dies on an expiring ward.
Oh my god.
They're just kind of unlucky, I gotta say, when it comes to the vision.
And then, of course, Save will go right on ahead and de-ward the wards that Kaori placed. So literally just ended up dying for nothing.
I don't know if this lead is insurmountable or not, but they are getting to the point on Aurora where they can fight. That's the BKB on Nightfall. It's not perfect. I feel like you need a Basher as well for your lineup to be completely there. But at least with the BKB, you can ensure the Enrage usage.
Well, they know where he's heading to because they spotted him underneath an Observer ward. Kataomi's one this time, though. So they have a pretty good idea of where this Huskar or this Ursa is playing. Kaori's going to get jumped on first.
Mira.
Very easy kill onto this Warlock. Kaori has to also watch his homie and the techies getting brought down as well. No escape available for him. Mira is going to provide a double kill for GPK.
Ursa instantly just TP'd out. He TP'd out bottom without the BKB. He cannot fight. He understands it. Hopefully, once he gets the BKB, all memes aside, they will be used offensively and not defensively. Because they have to start playing Dota very soon. This lead is just growing and growing.
Also, they have an Oracle, so thanks to the prognosticate, they knew exactly when the Roshan was going to be available. Already inside the pit. Roshan will roar, but it's a suicidal area to wander into for Aurora. Can they at least defend high ground?
So now it shows the Roshan's respawn timer. Oh, didn't know that, okay. My bad. Missed that one of the patch notes.
So how's the high ground defense on the side of Aurora?
It's alright, but it's alright. It's not great though. The thing is, it's not really about their high ground defense, it's about the high ground offense on the other side. You're playing into a Batrider. This guy is just incredibly strong at going to high ground and defending the high ground. If you go high ground, you can lasso targets off of the cliffs. And if you're defending, of course, you can lasso them onto the tier 4s. So it's kind of on Miero to play the high ground fight properly.
They're gonna smoke out right now. They have the blink on MOUZ. They also have the BKB available for Ursa. They come across save. Beautiful Yules onto the Ursa, but this should still be a death for the Hoodwink. I see that bushwhack into the sharpshooter in the river. He's staying alive, creating the space for GPK to jump in behind. Eventually they do kill save, but here comes Kiritich. Boundless strike onto Mikoto and Mira. Both of them forced to jump themselves away. GPK still wants to chase with this Huskar. But Aurora barely escaped from that engagement.
Yeah, just not a lot of control, right? Like that's something that you mentioned early, in the early stages of the game. They do have Anagonims now on the Huskar. So that's some extra control. You are forced to fight him, can't get away. And the Blink BKB, of course, on the bat has been completed a long time ago. Now he has a Veil on top, just waiting for the delivery.
Mars. Don't show, don't show, don't show, don't show!
He showed.
He showed.
He showed.
Sorry, game is hard.
I mean, the difference in net worth between him and what jumped him is 4 times, almost, so...
So 13k now. Kiritich also has access to a BKB, building immediately into the nullifier. So they're playing hyper aggressively on the side of BetBoom team. Does Mikoto does he need a defensive item?
Don't talk about Mikoto. Let the boy let the boy farm. Give him some time. We don't talk about Buck here. He laned into a Huskar. You know, he's got something. 10k net worth.
Kaori.
It's all right.
Jumped, quick kill onto the Warlock. Does have buyback. Makoto will be able to get some damage out onto these heroes. Blast off.
Okay.
Manages to take away the Aegis. It was a very good Fortune's End, which stunned Ursa as well as the Techies. But the priority is getting the Huskar. The spear back didn't connect onto the building, so the BKB comes out from GPK. Kaori will drop the ultimate, but they're fighting inside the Wukong's command. Oracle is silenced, but it's not gonna matter. They've already lost the Huskar. Ursa is being zoned back into the fountain. Puck did his best.
Coil.
Dropping a Dream Coil now. It will connect on the Huskar, but False Promise will be there. Save still not dead on the back edge. Mikoto trying every trick in the book to break the back lines, but the formation of BetBoom is just way too strong.
It's way too strong, sure, but they only committed 1 buyback, and that's the Warlock. Like, this was a very good hold, I have to say. They don't lose the tier 4 just yet, the tier 3 that is. They have to deal with a banner though. Is this Carti gonna solo it in the end?
The Carti and the random melee.
It's scary, they have no vision. It's scary to go and kill the banner. As long as no one is showing, I think the Carti's got it. Like 40 more seconds, Carti just MVP.
When they watch this replay, this is gonna feel so bad for them.
One more.
There we
he
go.
got it.
Oh my god. That's tough, guys. That's tough. But like you said, they hold. They're not going to lose barracks just yet. They're still scared to go on it.
No one hitting the bat. But, I mean, you're playing into a bat and no one is showing on the map. They were playing very carefully not to show in the lanes at all. So I get the discipline from Aurora. They can't afford to make any mistakes anymore. The hold was actually pretty damn good. Like, they managed to dodge out a lot of spells. I think maybe there was something to be said about the False Promise being used way too late. Maybe it could have been used on the first life, on the Aegis. And then just you commit too hard, and then after the Aegis there's a BKB from Huskar.
Aurora, time has been bought. Yes, it's an 18k deficit. Yes, you've lost the tier 3 tower, but it's not Rax just yet, which is usually what happens on Roche 2 when you're playing against Huskar. They have the basher on the Ursa.
Mira?
No, Mira.
That's a solo. GPK got Kaori as well. Couple of very easy kills.
Still have buildings though.
There's the techie hero has a lot of use, right? Like in the laning stage, he's strong. Like there's a lot of active abilities that you benefit from. Reactive taser feels broken, but techies actually is a hero that likes to play from being in front, like from having an advantage. Why? Because then you can set up the mines everywhere on the map. If you have an advantage, you just move on the map, you set up some perimeters, and whatever smoke happens, a mine explodes, you know where they're at. But when you're losing a game this hard, like you can't even go out to start spamming the mines.
Looks like the answer for Makoto's game will be Aeon Disc as a way to defend himself.
Something. It's a pretty good item right now, and I do like it. He's playing into Ags. The game is very difficult. He's been on point when it comes to dodging the life break with all of his spells, but one wrong move and you're just gone.
Speaking of move, WS they're coming in towards him, but he does vacate the unsafe part of the lane.
No.
Just trying to get to that BKB.
He's trying. Oracle, no blink on him.
How much of a difference does the BKB on the MOUZ make for the future fights?
I mean, it's pretty big. Like last fight, he didn't really manage to use a lot. Like he just instantly got blown up.
Oh, might get blown up again. He's getting jumped upon. He showed in the wave. Almost carbon copy of the death he suffered in the top lane. GPK beyond godlike. 14-0-5 on the Huskar.
They're just so good at recognizing which lane will be... At least there will be an attempt to creep wave skip, right? And every time they recognize which wave will get attacked, they're there.
One bright spot though is I doubt they're going to try another big move onto the high ground until they have their Aegis, so you at least have a minute. What can be accomplished within that minute? Ursa looking to buy a shard. We do have the Aeon Disc complete though, or at least it looks like it's complete if it comes from the courier, and indeed it is.
Yeah, so they're finishing a lot of items in that 1 minute at least. Basher, Ursa. You know, ain't much, but it's honest work. Aeon Disc puck.
What does Gaben have to say? Gaben says 90-10 or 89-11. Do you agree with that?
I think that's a fair assessment.
I don't know, man. I was going to say 95 or something, but...
Huskar is a weird hero. Like, it's one of those that can fall off a cliff very quickly if you find a couple of right fights. The thing is, I don't think this game is necessarily about the Huskar anymore. It's about this guy. He is, like, he's also farming. He's also getting there. Like, we have neglected him, but he almost has a butterfly.
He's going to smoke with his squad. At the same time, the Aurora, they finally feel ready. They have a BKB on the MOUZ, so this is going to be their go time. Huskar is going to be the first one. Out the gate through middle. They know for a fact that Kataomi is just waiting behind him with the false promise, so they'll spear him back, but here's the lasso immediately onto WS. There is not going to be a follow-up arena. He goes down in the blink of an eye. GPK able to get off the BKB, looking towards Nightfall, but Nightfall pulls a Nightfall, gets out safely. Nobody else has that luxury though. Sharpshooter to kill Kaori. 3 heroes dead. Roshan, they know it's up in 90 seconds, but they may be hunting after Makoto. This is a big deal if they can catch him. Beautiful bushwhack. Aeon Disc still will be triggered. And he drops a Dream Coil behind him to ensure his escape.
Huskar is pushing high ground. He doesn't care. He's got Satanic. They even fortified the wave, by the way, to get here so that Puck couldn't creep skip, so that the creeps do not die immediately, at least. And that fight, for them to go their way, they needed to find Oracle and to instantly eliminate or silence him. And they just didn't do it on time. Puck was on him, but just a second too late.
First lane of barracks will fall on the top side of the map. They know that the Roche is up in a minute, so no need to force the issue. Everybody has respawned on Aurora. Man, the speed at which Miro just targeted the WS MOUZ. He's like, just deal with that guy. And it makes sense, right? If he gets off a good arena, maybe there's enough separation that they can try to do something, you know? Oracle will be too far away, but if WS is completely chain disabled,
Maybe if this was the old patch where you had no vision in the arena, but in the current state, Nullifier.
Boundless into the Nullifier, into the lasso. He doesn't have buyback. Do they even need the Aegis if the puck doesn't have buyback?
They still can go. I would argue they don't need the Aegis even if he has the buyback, but it's still safer to go into the pit first. They know when it will respawn. They know where the runes are as well, of course. Monkey is still hunting, by the way. They don't really need all heroes in the pit. This game is absolutely free for Bedball. I think if you brought all 5 heroes from Aurora here in the pit and just fought these 3, you probably wouldn't be able to kill them. Yeah. Everyone is just disappearing.
Literally just one-shot Boundless strike. My god. Techies down for the count.
MOUZ, he's trying to do the collapse.
Unfortunately, he gets found out here. Miro doesn't have lasso anymore. Did use it earlier to kill off the puck, but he's getting it in 3 seconds. Nah, it's too long. The TP will come first.
He was planning to do the collapse, but he did the Nightfall in the end.
Aegis, Cheese, Refresher Shot. Who do you give the shot to? Do you just keep it on the Huskar?
I mean, you don't really need it on the Huskar. I think the shard is better even on Monkey for the double arena. You can give it to Oracle for the double ult. You can give it to Bat even for the double last. I think anyone uses it better than the Huskar. The only question is like which one? Which one ulti do you like the most?
Sitting on the hands of Kiritich at the moment. So for now, it's going to be the double Wukong's command.
For the push, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, this... You know, sometimes you see these games where you know that if a team fails in a certain fight, that the game just ends. This is it from Aurora.
This is the smoke, yeah. This is that Hail Mary smoke. So they're gonna need all hopes and prayers.
This is part of the problem of being this far behind. You never get the positive vision you need to find these heroes in the backline.
Yeah, there's the banner.
Okay. How will they hold this? Makoto buys some time. Nightfall gonna try jump immediately onto Oracle. Does manage to burst through Kataomi, who buys back instantly. Now GPK with his BKB going back in towards Nightfall. Kaori trying to create some space with the chaotic offering, but it's not enough.
No buyback.
Ursa's gonna die without buyback. Kataomi already back into the fray, so even if they kill this GPK Huskar once, they'll never be able to do it twice. Second lane of Rax being taken. Mira found again within the trees. Does manage to get away for a moment, dodging the Boundless strike from Kiritich. Bushwhack will be there. Boomerang's out as well. He might actually burn out. Barely gets back into the fountain. Makoto trying to do what he can to slow down Bit Boom team, but they do not care about anything. As long as Nightfall is dead, there's nothing to really threaten GPK or Kiritich. Mira jumps in and gets sent out in a blink of an eye. GG, well played, is called. Bet Boom off the back of the GPK Huskar burn through everything Aurora have to offer.
Yeah. These last 2 games lasted as much as our first game of the series. Unfortunately.